highest and best use, as Rajvinder sir has already told. Legally possible, legally permissible, physically possible, economically or financially viable and feasible, and socially acceptable. What check you will apply on any property HBU? It should be legally permissible, physically possible, economically viable or financially feasible, socially acceptable, and environmentally compatible. Environmentally compatible. Sometimes you have to check the environmentally compatible. We will learn this in the environmental issues in valuation. This is a full subject and you may get few questions out of it. अब इसमें से आपसे पूछा जा सकता है, which check will you apply first?
So
environmentally compatible. I repeat, legally permissible, physically possible in HBU, highest and best use. What you will check? Whether the property is legally permissible. वहां पर अगर रेसिडेंशियल एरिया है, क्या कमर्शियल प्रोजेक्ट कोई बना रहा है, क्या वो लीगली परमिसिबल है, क्या जितना एफएआर वो दे रहा है उतना परमिसिबल है, क्या उसके डॉक्यूमेंट्स ओके हैं, क्या वहां पर सेल और परचेज परमिसिबल है, फॉरेस्ट जोन में तो नहीं है, नॉन कंस्ट्रक्शन जोन में तो नहीं है, क्या ये लीगली परमिसिबल है। सबसे पहले आपको यहाँ वहां पर स्टेप बाय स्टेप भी आ सकता है, विच चेक टू बी अप्लाइड फॉर एचबीयू। सबसे पहले आपको चेक करना है लीगली परमिसिबल। द फर्स्ट चेक टू बी अप्लाइड इज लीगली परमिसिबल। ये किसी बुक में नहीं लिखा हुआ कि आपको किस तरह का क्वेश्चन पूछा जा सकता है, यहां पर सिर्फ डिस्कस करने से ही आपको पता चलेगा। सबसे पहले आउट ऑफ दीज 4 चेक्स यू हैव टू अप्लाई लीगली परमिसिबल, देन फिजिकली पॉसिबल, स्टेप बाय स्टेप। फिजिकली पॉसिबल है वहां पर बनाना, ऐसा तो नहीं है कि सबमर्ज्ड एरिया वहां पर आप बिल्डिंग बनाना चाहते हो, वहां पर साल के 6 महीने पानी भरा रहता है, या फिर फिजिकली पॉसिबल है वो हिली एरिया है, वहां पर बिना फाउंडेशन के आप स्टेप फुटिंग, बिना स्टेप के बगैर आप वहां पर बिल्डिंग बनाना चाहते हैं, इज इट पॉसिबल? या फिर कुछ ऐसी सॉइल है या कुछ ऐसी कंडीशंस हैं जहां पर बिल्डिंग बनाना पॉसिबल नहीं है, फिजिकली पॉसिबल। नेक्स्ट इज इकोनॉमिकली वायबल और वी कैन से फाइनेंशियली फिजिबल। वेदर दिस प्रोजेक्ट इज इकोनॉमिकली वायबल, ऐसा तो नहीं है कि 10 रुपए कमाने के लिए आप 50 लाख रुपए खर्च कर रहे हैं, इज इट पॉसिबल? इकोनॉमिकली वायबल होना चाहिए और फाइनेंशियली फिजिबल होना चाहिए। नेक्स्ट इज सोशली एक्सेप्टेबल, इट शुड बी सोशली एक्सेप्टेबल। ऐसा कोई काम नहीं हो जो सोशली एक्सेप्टेबल ना हो। देन लास्ट वन इज एनवायरमेंटली कंपैटिबल। ओके, नेक्स्ट इज पॉइंट नंबर 12, location.
So
Point number 12, location. Why 3 times location? Location. एक आपने फिल्म देखी थी एंटरटेनमेंट।
It shows the importance.
यस, देखिए जिस फिल्म में डायलॉग था एंटरटेनमेंट, उसमें वो आर्टिस्ट थे या एक्टर थे, उनके लिए एंटरटेनमेंट जरूरी था। एज अ वैल्यूअर यू शुड कंसंट्रेट ऑन 3 थिंग्स: लोकेशन। Why 3 times? Number 1 is geographical location. What you have to find out in location number 1, on which point you have to concentrate. Location number 1 means geographical location, whether the property is situated in metro or in a village, suburb or semi-urban area. First location belongs to this geographical location. Is it clear? कोई डाउट है तो पूछिए। Second location is usage location. usage location, whether residential, commercial, agricultural, or it is in colony, it is in industrial area, property कहां पर situated है, usage location. You have to identify the approved usage location. Location of, as per location, you have to identify which type of property is there and should be there. Next,
Connectivity.
third location,
Connectivity, sir.
placement. Yes, connectivity. Placement location. First is geographical, second is usage, third is placement location. Placement location. What is the exact placement of the property? You have to verify the neighborhood. Sometimes property बहुत costly होती है, बहुत महंगी होती है, लेकिन उसके आसपास neighborhood बहुत छोटे छोटे मकान होते हैं, 100 स्क्वायर फीट के और 50 स्क्वायर फीट के और 200 स्क्वायर फीट के, और आपकी प्रॉपर्टी है 1 कनाल की, 2 कनाल की. क्या उसमें ऐसा आदमी मिल जाएगा, या उसकी नेबरहुड ऐसी है जो कि एक सुटेबल एरिया नहीं है, तो क्या वहां पर कोई आदमी इंटेंडेड होगा खरीदने के लिए? वेदर इट इज अ कॉर्नर प्लॉट, वेदर इट इज अ इंटरमिटेंट प्लॉट, मोर फ्रंटेज, लेस फ्रंटेज, ओपन, 2 साइड ओपन कॉर्नर प्लॉट है, ओरिएंटेशन क्या है, एज पर सन डायग्राम उसकी ओरिएंटेशन ठीक है या नहीं है, लैंडलॉक प्रॉपर्टी है, लोअर फ्लोर एरिया है, अपर फ्लोर पर है, लोअर फ्लोर पर है, ग्राउंड फ्लोर पर है, बेसमेंट में है, या पार्क फेसिंग. देयर आर सो मेनी टाइप्स ऑफ प्लेसमेंट लोकेशन. पार्क फेसिंग है, पार्क से दूर है, या फिर उसके एमिनिटीज, सर्विस एमिनिटीज उससे बहुत दूर है या बहुत पास है. ये थर्ड लोकेशन में चेक करेंगे. ओके, 2 मैंने पॉइंट आपको बताए हैं, HBU एंड लोकेशन. ओके, नेक्स्ट 13th, difference between salvage value and scrap value. We have already learned. Dr. Rajendra sir has explained this topic very precisely. Salvage value and scrap value. Next is return frontage. Return frontage. Most of the architects present in this meeting may be knowing this word, otherwise it is a new for plant and machinery and land and building valuers. Return frontage. What is meant by return? RETURN, return frontage. Next is 15th, solatium. Sometimes it is called solarium. Pronunciation may be different. Solarium or solatium. It is used in LARAR, LARAR.
Land acquisition.
Yes, Land Acquisition, Rehabilitation and Resettlement Act, LARAR. Full form is LARAR, LARAR, Land Acquisition, Rehabilitation and Resettlement Act, LARAR. Laws related to real estate. Till now we have learned 15 terms. Rest of the terms I will take in the next tea break or lunch break. We will start the
लास्ट वन क्या था, एक बार बताएंगे?
solatium. Solatium or solarium. Pronunciation may be different with different states. SOLARIUM, solarium. We will learn each and every topic in the forthcoming sessions. So without wasting much time, I would like to request Dr. Rajvinder sir to please continue with the session which is prescribed for today's syllabus. Welcome back, sir.
Thank you, Sandeep ji, and very warm welcome to all the participants. We are starting with our next topic, which is very important, that is capitalization rate. So capitalization rate, you know, we have already discussed what is capitalization rate, the rate of interest, rate of return, we can say, which is expected by the investor for a particular type of real estate. So now there are one thing you should know whenever you invest, your aim is to get some profit out of it. So higher the risk, higher will be the profit. Higher the risk, higher is the profit. So the same thing applies here. So first thing you have to check when you are choosing a particular capitalization rate for a particular valuation. First thing you have to check is reflecting risk. What is the risk involved in it? Then you have to check alternative investment opportunities. So how much return you are getting from alternative investments and market conditions. So see here how it is chosen. First of all, we should know what is the risk-free rate. Risk-free rate is that rate at which you deposit certain amount and you are certain to get that rate of return. That is true for government securities. Generally, these are called GSX. If you invest in government securities, as on today, the rate varies from 7 to 7.5%. That is risk-free rate. Second thing, when you are investing in some other alternative investment, then you have to decide about the risk involved in it. So you have to take into consideration risk premium. So additional risk demanded for investment risk. So when you invest in real estate, the problem is it is illiquid. Illiquid means if you have say 10 gram of gold with you, you can go to the market and sell 5 gram out of it. But you cannot do it in this case that you have a building of 1000 square yard and you want to go to the market and sell 100 square yard out of it on the spot. You cannot do that. So it is illiquid. That thing you have to take into mind when you choose this capitalization rate. So this risk varies from 2 to 3% for grade A offices. For retails, this varies from 3 to 5%, and for hotels, etc., this varies from 4 to 6%. This is there is no hard and fast rule that capitalization rate can be so much for a particular investment, particular real estate. This is where your experience, your expertise will come into play. So capitalization rate, it is overall rate of return expected by the investors used to convert. So what is its use? We use it to convert the net operating income into capitalized value. That is what we have already discussed. So what are the factors which you will be considering while deciding about the rate of return? First factor is prime location, property location. So if the property is located at a prime location, we will be using a lower rate of interest, rate of return, capitalization rate, whatever you call it, 4 to 6%, 6 to 7%. And if it is located on secondary locations inside the streets, not on the main roads, inner streets, then you can choose a rate of return slightly higher, 8 to 10%. Why? So reason is prime locations have lower risk and stronger demand and better capital appreciation potential. Second is property quality. If the quality of the construction, quality of the property is better, such as grade A property, then we will be having lower rate of return, 5 to 7, 6 to 6.5 to 7.5%. And if it is a B class or C class construction, we can have higher rate of return, 8 to 10%. Why? Because superior construction management and talent profile reduce risk. Then tenant convenience. What type of tenants you are getting? If you are doing valuation on income approach, this is also an important factor. Blue chip tenants, multinational companies, you can have lower rate of return, 6 to 7%. And in case of small tenants, you can have higher rate of return, 8 to 10%. So same property, quality of tenant will affect the rate of return. So why? Because credit-worthy tenants reduce income risk and vacancy probability. And then lease term, long lease escalation, you can have low rate of return, and for short lease, no escalations, higher rate of return. Why? Because income certainly and growth in long lease terms are longer, then there is income certainty and growth protection, reduce risk. And then market conditions. The overall general market conditions of your area. Strong demand, if demand is higher, then low rate of return. And if it is weak demand, then higher rate of return. So market sentiment and capital availability drive yield expectation. But let us take an example that will make the things more clear to you. Let us suppose we are valuing an office building in Bangalore, Whitefield IT Park. It is a grade A office with 50,000 square feet. It is fully leased to a reputable IT companies. 5-year lease with 10% escalation every 3 years. And excellent conditions and management. So first we will do calculation. Let us suppose rent rate is 85 rupees per square feet per month. So yearly income will be 50,000 into 85 into 12, 5 crore, 10 lakh per year. So out of this, we will be considering certain outgoings. Let us suppose vacancy and collection loss is 3%. So effective gross income is 4 crore 94 lakh 70,000. Let's operating expenses, let us suppose, is 20%. Property tax is 30 lakh. Insurance is 8 lakh. Maintenance is 35 lakh. Management charges are 25 lakh. So total expenses are 98 lakh. So net operating income is 3 crore 96 lakh 70,000. Now we really have to decide the rate of return. You know, first of all, you have to consider risk-free rate. Risk-free rate as on today is 7 to 7.5. We assume it to be 7.25%. Okay. Then we will consider risk premium. So property type is grade A office, 1.5%. Location, it is located near IT hub, 0.75%. Then tenant quality, blue chip, minus 0.5%. We reduce it because, and then lease security, 5-year terms. After 5 years, it will be returned back minus 0.5%. So if you consider all these, appropriate cap rate comes out to be 8.5%. And if you calculate the value, you know it is net operating income divided by capitalization rate 0.085. Value comes out to be approximately 46.67 crore. And per square feet, we divide it with the area, it comes out to be 93,341 per square feet. Now see here, if the capital rate changes by 0.5%, what will happen? If you take instead of 8.5%, you take value as rate of return as 8%, value will come out to be 49.59 crore, an increase of 6.2%. And if you take instead of 8.5, you take the value capitalization rate as 9%, value comes down to 44.08 crore, a decrease of minus 5.5%. See, 0.5% rate of returns, how much values are changing? 6 to 5 to 6%. So this is sensitivity highlights why accurate rate selection is critical. So value should support cap rate conclusion with comparable sales analysis and market analysis, not arbitrary selection. This is important. When you are doing, you cannot do arbitrarily that I am choosing 7%, 5%, 6%. You have to define your selection of this capitalization rate. Is it clear? So some of you have asked about it. This is how this capitalization rate is selected. First of all, you have to look for this risk-free rate and then add some points, choose some points, and depending upon that, you choose the rate of return.
Sir, this is
What are the
equity
basis
type.
for what are the basis for this percentage for property location
Sir,
or
that is
their
what
professional judgment?
Sir, that is what here we have discussed.
No. Here we are saying 6 to 7%, 8 to 10%. There we are taking
Sir,
up to
that is we can take the rates. This is here we are selecting it as that the of course it's a property, the grade A office. You will be assuming higher rate of return.
इसकी पहली सीट में आपने जो दिखाया वो याद करना पड़ेगा एग्जाम के
नहीं
लिए
नहीं,
कि वो
याद नहीं
डेटा
करना पड़ेगा सर, याद करने की जरूरत नहीं, ये पेपर के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से नहीं है। कई बार क्वेश्चन में उसने 2-3 आपको वैल्यूज दी गई होंगी, उसको एक तरह से एक थंब रूल है ये। These are thumb rules, these are not
These
the
are the
exact.
these
so
are the
basically
exceptions.
pay professional
This
judgment है
is
basically.
just a template, thumb rules. On the basis of it, you can these rates have to be calculated, assumed on the basis of market analysis.
Sir, blue chip, what is blue chip tenant?
Blue जो है multinational companies
MNCs.
in which there will be less loss of rent. Many times what happens is that small type tenants may leave your property without paying you the rent. This is not in the case of blue chip or multinational companies.
so why we
Risk is
Tenant
lower.
quality, sir.
Tenant quality, you can say. Tenant quality is better. There is less chances of losing your rent. Vacancy means that it is not possible that if you have constructed 100 offices, all of them are occupied throughout the years. Maybe 97 offices, maybe 90 offices are occupied throughout the years. 10 offices remains vacant. That is vacancy here. So now we will be studying with our next topics, that is mathematics of valuation. That is very important. And please, I request you to have pen, paper with you, and of course, calculator.
And please try to understand the things, and each and everything will be repeated. And please don't disturb the flow of subject. You will be provided sufficient time after completing the chapter for clearing all your doubts. Please do not try to disturb during the flow of subject. Please try to understand. If you are understand the concept being discussed here, if you are having any doubt, note it down on your paper, and sufficient time will be provided to you after completing a particular topic. Yes, sir. Please continue.
Well, we will be doing valuation, mathematics of valuation. First thing is compound interest, which all of you have been dealing with right from your metric mathematics syllabus. And even in day-to-day work, you deposit some amount as a fixed deposit in the banks. So whatever you deposit in the bank, that were called principal value, principal amount. Here we will be calling it present value, and we denote it with PV. And whatever you will get after the time period, you deposited for 5 years, 6 years, or 10, 7 years, whatever you will get, we will call it as a future value. So let us suppose you deposited a sum of rupees 1000 in the bank. Rate of interest is 10%. 10% means 10 upon 100. Percent means 1 upon 100. Basically, percent means per 100 means 1 upon 100. So 10 upon 100 is 0.1. Now see, amount at the end of first year. You have deposited rupees 1000 in the bank, and you get an interest of 1000 into 10%. Means amount at the end of first year will be, how much amount will be after first year? You are getting 100 rupees as an interest, then the amount comes out to be 1100. Clear? Now for the second year, now the interest will be paid at on which amount? Interest will be paid upon on which amount? अगले साल, पहले साल आपने 1000 रुपया जमा कराया, 10% रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट से, साल के बाद आपको 1000 रुपया अमाउंट था, 100 रुपया इंटरेस्ट मिला, आपका 1100 रुपया बन गया. You got rupees 1100. Now for the next year, you have 1100 in the bank, and you will get an interest on 1100, not on 1000. This is compound interest. This is compounding. This is what compounding is called. So after second year, 1100 plus 110, you are having 1210 in the bank. Now in the third year, what will happen? You are having 1210 in the bank, and you are getting interest on 1210 at the rate of 10%. So if you write it, you can write it 1210 into 1 plus 0.1. If you take this 1210 common, you will be having 1201 into 1 plus 1 into 0.1. So you can write this 1210, it is equals to 1000 into 1 plus 1.1 square. So instead of 1210, you can write 1000 into 1 plus 0.1 square multiplied by 1 into 1 plus 1 raised to power 1. So it will be 1000 into 1 plus 0.1 raised to power 3. You can write it like this. Here it is 1000 into 1.1 at the end of first year, it is 1000 into 1 plus 0.1 raised to power 1. In the second year, it is 1000 into 1 plus 0.1 raised to power 2. In the third year, it is 1000 into 1 plus 0.1 raised to power 3. Every year, this power is increasing by 1. And if you generalize it, we can say future value, this 1000 is present value. 1000 present value into 1 plus this 0.1 is rate of return or rate of interest. We donate it with R, and this 3 we donate it with N can have any value 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever it is. This is compound interest formula. If you see it, let us suppose if we take it in general form, present value, let us suppose is 1 rupees. You are depositing 1 rupees in the bank. Rate of interest is, let us suppose, R. Time period is 1. After 1 year, what you will get? Formula is present value into rate of return into time. Present value is 1 rupees. Rate of interest is R. Time period, let us so 1 year. So you will get an interest equals to R. That is equals to rate of return. So after 1 year, you will be having, you have deposited 1 rupees in the bank, and you have got R as interest. Then the amount in the bank at the end of first year will be 1 plus R. Now in the second year, you are having 1 plus R in the bank and having an interest on which amount 1 plus R into R. That will be the interest which will be added. So if you open this, it will be 1 plus R plus R square if you open this bracket. So it will be 1 plus 2R plus R square. You can write it as 1 plus R square. 1 into 1 plus R square. Similarly, at the end of third year, it will be 1 into 1 plus R cube. And if you generalize it, future value will be 1 into 1 plus R raised to power n. This is called future value formula. That is equals to 1 plus R raised to power n. So if you remember this formula, this is a basic formula which is to be used in all other formulas. तो इसमें कोई doubt है? If you have any doubt, you can ask. If you remember this formula, this is a basic formula in all these coming formulas. This is to be used. So if you generalize it, this 1 rupee, this is present value. You can have FV is equals to PV into 1 plus R raised to power n. We can write it as FV is equals to PV into principal amount. Here we will be calling it present value into 1 plus R raised to power n. So sometimes in the bank, compounding is not done annually. It is done quarterly. You get the interest 4 times in a year. So what happens? Let us suppose you are getting 10% rate of interest from the bank and compounding is done 4 times. Then what will be the rate of interest you will be using? Here, see here in this question, rate of interest is 10%. So here you are in a year, compounding is done 4 times. So what will be the value of n? After every 3 months, compounding is done. Then what will be the value of n here?
3 by 12.
If we are doing quarterly, compounding is done quarterly. What will be the value of n?
3 by 4.
So it will be n will be equals to 4. Okay. Now L will be equals to 4. If it is done monthly, then what will be the value of n?
12.
Okay. Then if you are getting 10% annually, you are getting 10% annually. Then if you are getting compounding quarterly, then what will be the value of R?
5. 2.5.
2.5.
2.5. How you get?
By
To divide 10 with the number of compoundings. You divide 10 with the number of compoundings. Means rate of interest will be divided with the number of compounding, and this n will be equals to number of compoundings. Basically, this n is number of compounding. If it is 1, then R upon 1 is R. If it is biannually, n will be 2, R upon 2 it will be. If it is quarterly, R upon 4. N is basically not number of year, n is number of compoundings. And rate of interest has to be calculated according to the number of compoundings, not annually everywhere. Is it clear? Any doubt? So see here, so this question will be, this formula will be somewhat adjusted accordingly. You know the formula FV is equals to PV into 1 plus R raised to power n. If M is the number of compoundings, so it will be M into N, and R will be divided with M. So this is the basic formula where M is number of payments per year. See here how it works. So more the number of compoundings, more will be the interest. See here, let us suppose, for example, you invested 1,000 rupees at 8% compound interest for 4 years annually. Okay, formula you know, it is a present value into 1 plus R raised to power n. Present value is 1,000. 1 plus R is, you know, 0.08. 8% means 0.08 raised to power n. 4 year for 4 year is present value. After 4 years you will get 1,360 if you deposit in the bank at 8%. And it means you have got an interest of 360 rupees. 1,000 you have deposited and you are getting 1,360. It means you are getting an interest of 360. Now see, if the compounding is done every 6 months, so here number of n will be replaced with 2 into 4. Compoundings will be, instead of 4, it is compoundings will be 8. And rate of interest will be 0.08 divided by 4. 2, sorry. So what you will get? 1,360. If the compounding is done biannually, instead of 1,360, you will be getting 1,368. And if the compounding is done quarterly, after every 3 years, 3 months, sorry. So n will be 4 into 4. Number of compoundings will be 16. Rate of interest will be 0.08 divided by 4. You will be getting 1,372. See here, as the number of compounding increases, your interest also increases. Clear? Any doubt about this formula? So this is the basic formula which you have to remember. Future value is equals to present value into 1 plus R raised to power n. So now, see here, if you have to get rupees 1,360 in the bank after 4 years from the bank, how much amount you have to deposit? If you want to get 1,360 from the bank after 4 years at 8% rate of interest, how much amount you have to deposit?
1,000.
1,000. So how you can calculate that? How you can calculate that? Means you have to do reverse calculation. Okay. Means what you have to done? Basically, formula is FV is equals to PV into 1 plus R raised to power n. Here FV is 1360. PV you have to find out. So it means this 1 plus R raised to power n, it will go on the other side. It will be FV divided by 1 plus R raised to power n. That is present value formula. FV is equals to PV into 1 plus R raised to power n, or PV is equals to FV over 1 plus R raised to power n. This is present value formula. Clear? Any doubt? कोई इसमें डाउट है तो पूछ लो इस फार्मूले में.
No, sir, no.
No, sir, it's okay. It's very clear.
So generally, we instead of future value, many times we calculate it for, basically what we do, we do the calculation for 1 rupees, as we were doing unitary method. If you know the value of for 1 rupees, you can calculate it for any value. If you know the value for 1 rupees, you can calculate for 1000 by multiplying it with 1000. If you calculate for 10,000, you multiply it with 10,000. So यहाँ पे हम unitary method लगाएंगे. We will be using unitary method. Instead of we will be calculating, assuming the FV equals to 1. So present value will be 1 over 1 plus R raised to power n. And if FV is 1000, you multiply it with 1000. If FV is 10,000, you multiply it with 10,000. We generally apply unitary method. So another thing is, you can use you can use Excel for these calculations directly. How you can use? See here. So basically, if you have to calculate, you have to use scientific calculator for calculating power, raised to power, and you need scientific calculator. And you know scientific calculator is not allowed in the examination. So then there are two things which you can use. One thing is, you have to give your examination on a certain PC. You have to do the examination, you have to give your examination on a computer. And in the computer, this scientific calculator is inbuilt. Every computer has an inbuilt calculator, which you can use without making things known to anyone. In the computer, you do have calculator in your computers. See here. You can either search
Sir, your
calculator.
not visible.
So, sorry. If it is not available on the, what you can do, you can do search calculator. So calculator is there. See here. So many times you will get this type of calculator in your computer. See, if you are having your PC or laptop, you can see this calculator is available. Now, but you need scientific calculator. So what you can do on these 3 lines, here it is written standard. On these 3 lines, you just click on these 3 lines, you will get certain options. Standard, scientific, graphing, programmer, date calculation, and many things are there. You click on the scientific. See here. You get all the necessary functions. you need 1.08 raised to power 4. For raised to power 4, see here. Here will be function. What function you will be using? X raised to power 5. Click here. X raised to power y. 4. Enter.
देखिए ये कॉन्सेप्ट आपको किसी ने नहीं बताना है, वहां पर आपको साइंटिफिक कैलकुलेटर अलाउड नहीं है लेकर जाना. You will not be allowed to carry any scientific calculator along with you. You will be allowed to carry only a simple calculator along with you. Simple calculator, basic calculator. Scientific calculator is not at all allowed. They will not allow you to carry any scientific calculator inside the examination hall. But on your system, they are providing the calculator which is equipped with scientific functions. You can use them during your examination if you are having the skill to, if you are having the knowledge from where you can get this, you can convert your simple calculator into scientific calculator. This is the basic function of every desktop, inbuilt basic function. You will be provided a simple calculator in the examination hall on demand, and with a simple skill, using simple skill, you can convert this simple calculator into a scientific calculator, and it will ease your precision. As well as you can ask them to provide the Excel sheet on demand. Excel sheet is available on demand in the examination hall. You can ask Excel sheet, and you can use the Excel sheet during the examination to solve your problems. That is officially allowed. Yes, sir. Over to you, sir. Please. Sorry to interrupt.
Okay, so this is for 1 rupees, 1.36. You multiply it with 1000, your answer is 1360. This way you can do it with the help of a calculator. But the same thing you can do with an Excel sheet. See here how you can do. See here,
Navjot sir, if you are sharing the screen is not visible.
the Excel sheet is visible to you?
Yes, now visible, sir.
Okay. So, you know, present value is given to you. How much present value is given to you? 1000. What is rate of interest? 8%. Okay. Time period is 4 years. You have to find out future value. You need not to write all these things. This is just to make the things clear. So you just click on this cell. Then whatever formula you have to use, first of all, you have to write a sign equal to. You simply write equal to. Then you write FV bracket start. FV bracket start. Now see, here you are having certain things which he is asking for. Rate, NPER, payment, present value, type. Clear? So what is this rate? What is the rate here?
8%.
So
8%.
so you just simply write 8%. Clear? Next, what he is asking, NPER. This is number of years. How many numbers of years is that is time period?
4.
4. You
4
just
years.
press 4. Okay. Then press comma. Next, he is asking two things, payment and PV. Now, this future value can be used to find out two things. One here, if you are doing payment, if you are having FD in the bank, what you do? You
1000.
deposit only once. अगर आपके पास FD है बैंक में तो एक बार ही डिपॉजिट कराओगे तो किस पीरियड के बाद आपको कुछ पैसे मिलेंगे, तो उसको हम बोलेंगे देन वी विल कॉल इट एज पीवी. अगर आपने कोई बैंक में आरडी खोली है, इफ यू हैव हैविंग आरडी इन द बैंक, देन व्हाट हैपेंस, you deposit certain amount every year or after certain period of time. That is called PMT. Now in this question, whether PMT is given or PV?
PV.
PV is given. So PMT is not given to us. For that, do just add one comma here. PMT is not given, so nothing is to be written here. Just enter one comma here. Clear? Next is, he is asking is PV. How much is PV?
1000.
Remember, you have to put comma after every entry. 1000 comma. Then he is asking, either you have to put 0 or you have to put 1. See here, what is written, 0 or 1. Now there are two methods of depositing in the bank. Either you deposit at the end of first year or you deposit at the start of 1 year. Either you deposit in the bank after the end of the period or start of the period. So generally in our calculation, we will assume that payment is made at the end of the period. Now it is not exactly what happens actually, but until unless given to you, we will assume in all our calculation, in all the methods, in all the formula, we assume that we are making payment at the end of period. That is 0. So simply put 0 here, type 0 here, then close the bracket, press enter, you get 1360. कोई doubt? If I have any doubt,
So why
No, sir.
this number is in negative?
so it is inbuilt in the Excel. For that, you can simply put a minus sign before this. You will get the answer in positive.
The investment, the return with investment is 1360. Sir, what
Yes.
is for year or for month?
4 years, सर. जो क्वेश्चन अभी हमने किया है
Yes, yes.
वो ही लिया है हमने.
अगर ये मंथ में होता तो 0.4 लेते
फिर
थे.
48 हो जाना था और रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट उससे डिवाइड हो जाना था
Okay, okay.
12 से.
सर वो एंड ऑफ द ईयर जो आपने बताया सर वो क्या है
वो
सर?
अभी आता है, अभी आगे जाके आता है. थोड़ा सा अभी इसको शुरू कर लो. तो ये अगर आपने क्वेश्चन अगला क्वेश्चन है, नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, सी है इन द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, An investor has the right to receive rupees 25 lakh from a property after a period of 9 years. Assuming the rate of interest as 8%, find out the rate at which the investor will be ready to relieve his future right over the property. So here what you have to find out. First, read the question carefully. What you need to find out?
Present
You
value.
have, Hanji?
Present value.
So you have to find out present value. Means after 9 years you have to get 25 lakh. And it is clear that if you have to get this value, this amount today, it will not be 25 lakh. It will be higher or lower than 25 lakh.
Higher.
Anybody else? Sir,
Will be
present
lower
value is
than
always lower.
Yes, sir. It is lower, sir.
If you have to get 25 lakh, if you say, I don't need 25 lakh, you give me certain amount today, which is equivalent to 25 lakh after 9 years.
It will be less than, it will be definitely less than 25 lakh.
It is 20 lakhs. So for that, you have to find out present value. Present value factor, you know, it is 1 over 1 plus r raised to power n. So for 1 rupees, it is 1 over 1 plus r raised to power n. And for 25 lakh, you have to multiply it with 25 lakh. You put all the values. 25 divided by 1 plus 0.08 raised to power 9. It comes out to be 12,50,622. So either you can do it in the calculator, or you can do in Excel. See here. You have to get 25 lakh. Future value is 25 lakh. Future value is 25 lakh. Rate of interest is 9%. Number of year is?
Number
You
of
have
years
to-
is 9. Number of years rate of interest is 8%.
Rate of interest is 9%. Number of year is 25. Amount is 25 lakh. You have to calculate present value. See here. You just put present value, PV, bracket start. Next, what he is asking? What he is asking?
Rate.
What is rate?
9%.
Rate of return.
Next,
Year.
NPER. What is NPER?
Time. 9 years.
Sorry, 25 years.
Sorry,
25.
25 years.
25 years. Next,
PMT.
25 lakhs. EMT.
next PMT or FV. What is given to you? PMT or FV?
FV,
FV given. So for PMT, you will be putting just a
comma.
Okay, FV is 25 lakh. Okay, for type, you know, always you have to put 0. Why it is we will be discussing in the coming slides. Yes,
Sir, time period क्या है? Time period.
time period 25.
Okay.
Okay, close the bracket. Time period is NPER. See here, another time. First thing is rate. What is rate? Rate is 9%.
9%. 9%.
9%.
NP is number of years. NPER. Next is he is asking about NPER.
25.
Is
Comma.
25.
Double comma.
PMT is not given. Just put a comma for PMT. Then FV. FV is 25 lakh. For
Comma
type,
zero.
you always have to put 0.
0.
Close the bracket. Press enter.
Zero is not.
0 is missing.
Okay. सर क्वेश्चन में क्या था? It was 9 years, sorry. It was not 25, it is what was 9.
Okay.
Equals to PV brackets start 9% rate of interest n is
Bracket
also
ended.
हाँ जी
No, sir.
rate of interest was 8%.
8%.
It was 8%. 9 years
Yes.
25 comma 0
10,000.
Nine.
वही आंसर आ गया. क्लियर है?
जी.
सर एक बार फिर से प्लीज कर कैलकुलेशन कर लीजिए सर, मतलब थोड़ा सा.
See, sir, rate of interest is 8%. See here.
ओके. हाँ.
PV. What is rate of interest?
8%. 8%.
8%. What is time period? NPER.
9 years.
9 years.
What is PMT, sir?
PMT is if you do payment every year. Here you are paying only one time. You are
Okay.
getting one time only. So it will be PV. Sorry, FV. So PMT is not given in the next slide. We will be discussing what is PMT. Okay.
सर जो चीज फाइंड आउट करनी है उसको इक्वल टू के बाद में लिखना है.
हाँ जी हाँ जी हाँ जी.
जो फाइंड आउट कर रहा है.
हाँ जी हाँ जी.
अगर फ्यूचर वैल्यू नहीं दी हुई तो वो भी तो राइट आउट करनी होगी.
हाँ जी हाँ जी. अगर फ्यूचर वैल्यू होती तो फिर वो भी ऐसे ही होना था.
और जो चीज नहीं दी हुई उसको नहीं उसको हमने फाइंड आउट उसको लिखना नहीं है.
हाँ जी हाँ जी. ठीक है. PMT is not given to you. Future value is given to you. What is?
6 लाख.
तो इसमें जीरो नहीं डाल रहे हैं, उसमें सिंपल ब्लैंक कर देंगे.
हाँ जी.
उसमें जीरो नहीं डालेंगे. जो चीज जो 9 के बाद जो 9 ईयर है हमारा, उसके बाद हमारे पास पीएमटी नहीं है, तो उसमें सिर्फ डबल.
जीरो नहीं डालना है सर, नहीं डालना है. ठीक है, जीरो एंड में डालना है. ठीक है. और इसके आगे माइनस साइन डाल देना है. यू हैव टू प्रोवाइड ए नेगेटिव साइन सो दैट योर वैल्यू इज पॉजिटिव. ओके.
नेगेटिव सेल
25 लाख.
हाँ जी.
20
इसमें करो.
जीरो सर.
नेगेटिव साइड.
जीरो ऐड करना.
अगर आप नेगेटिव साइन नहीं डालोगे तो आंसर जो है वो नेगेटिव में आएगा आपका. और कुछ नहीं है, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. डज नॉट मैटर.
एवरी प्रॉब्लम में नेगेटिव साइन डालना ही है.
और डाल दोगे तो आंसर आपका पॉजिटिव आएगा. कोई आपको डर नहीं लगेगा कि नेगेटिव क्यों आ गया. If you have already put negative here, then your answer will be positive. That will make the things better for you. तो कई बार पेपर के डर से ये लगता है कि नेगेटिव कैसे आ गया.
Sir, can you tell me that calculator or concept also, sir, once again?
हाँ जी.
Scientific calculator concept also tell me 1 second, sir.
ठीक है सर, ये क्लियर है, इसमें तो कोई डाउट नहीं.
Yeah, 100% clear, sir.
Okay then, thank you. See here, you are having your PC with you.
Yeah.
Just see here, just
Yeah.
find out the calculator.
Yeah, I've opened the calculator also.
See, you have opened the calculator.
Yeah.
Okay. See on the calculator, on the left there are 3 lines.
Yeah, 3 lines. I clicked
So you
scientific.
click on the 3 lines.
Yeah, scientific calculator selected.
You just click on scientific.
Yeah.
You get scientific calculator.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So anybody having any doubt?
Officially, they are not allowing you to carry the calculator, but officially they are allowing you to view the scientific calculator.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, these two formulas are clear to you?
Yeah, understood, sir.
सर
Okay.
इन दिस फॉर्मूला व्हाट वी आर गेटिंग कि हमारे पास जो फ्यूचर की वैल्यू थी जिसमें इन्वेस्टमेंट के बाद 25 लाख चाहिए था, 25 lakhs on the period of 9 months with the return, standard return is
9
8%.
year है सर. 9
हाँ
year.
सॉरी 9 years सर. तो उसका प्रेजेंट वैल्यू निकाल रहा था कि व्हाट प्रेजेंट
जी
वैल्यू
जी
कुड
जी
बी.
जी. आप उसको उल्टा समझ ले सर. अगर आप if you deposit this amount in the bank at 8% interest for 9 years, how much amount you will get?
25 lakhs. 25 lakhs.
अगर आप चेक की आप चाहते को मेरे को 25 लाख मिले 9 साल के बाद 8% इंटरेस्ट पे, तो कितने पैसे बैंक में जमा करवाओगे आप? 12,50,622 रुपए. समझिए अब? क्लियर है? दिस इज व्हाट इज प्रेजेंट वैल्यू.
देखिए अभी यहां पर हम लोग जो we are discussing about the basic concepts only to make you understand the basic things. अगर आपको ये चीज समझ आ गई, if you are able to understand each and every concept behind this theory, then the examination is nothing for you. तो एग्जामिनेशन में आपको कोई भी प्रॉब्लम नहीं आने वाला. बेसिक कॉन्सेप्ट अगर आपका क्लियर है, सीधा आप 95, 96, 97 पर जाएंगे तो बहुत मुश्किल होगा. जीरो से शुरू करेंगे तो बहुत आसान है. 1, 2, 3, 4 के बाद आपको इजीली 97, 98 तक जाने में कोई मुश्किल नहीं होगी. सीधा 52, 55 से शुरू करेंगे तो पहले 50 नंबर्स में क्या हुआ आप मिस कर जाएंगे. सो वी आर स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम द वेरी बिगिनिंग, फ्रॉम द स्टार्ट. Is it clear to everyone?
Clear? So now in the future value, what we have done, we have deposited 1 rupees 1 is for a single time. Means you have a fifth FD in the bank. But instead of FD, if you have having RD in the bank, then what do you do? How many times you deposit in the bank?
Every month or every year?
Every month, every year, or after after a particular time.
It's a recurring.
So one thing is that time period should remain the same. Either it should be monthly, it should be quarterly, it should be yearly. In the RDs, you say time period should be same. Second thing, amount should be same. It is not that first time you are depositing 1,000, in the second term you deposit 2,000, in the third term you deposit 1,500. Time period and amount should remain the same. This is of what other condition. Now we will be calculating if you deposit rupees 1 every years, let us say after every year. अगर आप 1 रुपया हर साल जमा करवाते हैं, then what amount you will get after certain period of time. You are depositing 1 rupees in the bank every year. Then how much amount you will get after certain period of time. This is called amount of rupees 1 per annum. Now, there are two things. One is ordinary annuity. And second thing is annuity due. Remember, What is ordinary annuity? Ordinary annuity is that the amount is to be deposited at the end of first year, not at the start of first year. Amount will be deposited at the end of first year. Then second rupees will be added at the end of second year. See here. Let us suppose you are depositing an example. We are taking an example. You are depositing 1,000 rupees in the bank. At the start, no amount is to be deposited. At the end of first year, you deposit 1,000 in the bank. At the end of second year, you deposit 1,000 in the bank. And the third, you deposit 1,000 in the bank. In the fourth, you deposit 1,000 in the bank. At the fifth, you deposit 1,000 in the bank. So you are depositing at the end of the period. This is called annuity, ordinary annuity. Second, you can start that you deposit at the start of first, second, third, fourth. No amount is to be deposited at the end of fifth year. That is annuity due. If you do the other thing, that is annuity due. Then in all our formulas, we are assuming it to be ordinary annuity. दोनों में फर्क पता चल गया? अगर ये ऑर्डिनरी एन्युटी है तो देन वी आर डिपॉजिटिंग फर्स्ट रुपीज at the end of first year and last amount is deposited at the end of fifth year. Last amount is deposited at the end of fifth year.
End of
Ordinary
fifth year or beginning of fifth year, sir?
at the end of fifth year. That is ordinary annuity. If it is annuity due, second thing, then this 1,000 will be at the start, at the zero.
Yes, sir.
Zero, first, at the end of start of first year, at the start of second year, at the start of third year, at the start of fourth year. Nothing is to be deposited at the start of fifth year. This is what annuity due is. So now see how the interest you will get. This amount is deposited at the end of fifth year. Okay. How much interest you will get? Formula is 1,000, 1 plus R raised to power n. Future value formula is into FV, present value. Present value is 1,000 into 1 plus R. Let us suppose rate of interest is 5%. Then how much n is there? For how many years you have deposited this 1,000 rupees?
0, of course.
0. So you get no interest over this. Amount is 1,000. This amount which was deposited at the end of fourth year. This amount was deposited at the end of fourth year. For how many years you will get interest?
1 year only.
1 year. 1,000 into 1 plus 0.05 raised to power 1. This 1,000 will become 1,050. This, the amount deposited at the end of third year, it becomes, you will get the interest for how many years?
2 years.
2 years.
2
1,000
years.
into 1 plus 0.05 raised to power 2. 1,102.5. This at the end of 2 years. Second year, you will get interest for 3 years. Amount is 115.7.63. And this first year, you get interest for 4 years. Value is 125.15. If you add all these three, value is 552.5.64.
Sir, will get the interest on 5th of the last year, because the last year we
What is here? You are deposited at the end of fifth year. For how many years? No. 1,000 will remain 1,000, sir.
yes,
You are
because
getting no
the
interest over it.
effective years of interest is the 3 years.
Sir, effective years are 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is ordinary annuity. Even in annuity dues, the effective years will remain 4. That will remain same. Okay. Is it clear? So for calculation, you cannot do this all these calculation every week. If it was 20, then you have to do for calculation for 20 years. So for that, we will be driving one formula. We will be driving one formula that will make the things easier for us. So see here, if we do it in this way, at the end of first year, you deposit 1 rupees. Sir, please mute yourself. See if at the start of first year, no amount is deposited. At the end of first year, you deposit 1 rupees. At the end of second year, 1 rupees. So on, you will go on depositing. See here, at the end of first year, you deposit 1 rupees. In the second year, what will happen? You again deposit 1 rupees. You again deposit 1 rupees, and this 1 rupees has become 1 plus R. This 1 rupee has become 1 plus R. Compound interest. In the second year, you again deposit rupees 1. Then what will happen? You deposit rupees 1. This 1 rupees will become 1 plus R. Then 1 plus R will become 1 plus R square. Similarly, in the fourth year, you again deposit rupees 1. See here, this 1 rupees will become 1 plus R. This 1 plus R will become 1 plus R square. This 1 plus R square will become 1 plus R cube. So what type of series this is? What type of series this is?
Geometric progression.
This is geometric progression. So you can find the sum of geometric progression. Total value will be equal to sum of geometry terms of geometric progression.
Yes.
So what is the formula for that? All of you have done this.
A into C to power n minus 1 divided by A minus.
That is the formula. You apply that formula simply. See here. So formula is A into C raised to power n minus 1 upon C minus 1. Where A is first term. A is first term. What is first term here? 1. What is C? What is C?
Common ratio.
Common ratio. Common ratio means
1 plus R.
1 plus
1
R.
plus R divided by 1. Or 1 plus R square divided by 1 plus R. So common ratio is 1 plus R. So common ratio is 1 plus R. N is number of years. You put all the value. A, instead of A you write 1. At C you can write 1 plus R raised to power n minus 1 divided by 1 plus R. C is 1 plus R minus 1. This 1 and minus 1, they will cancel each other. But you are left with 1 plus R raised to power n minus 1 divided by R. You are left with 1 plus R raised to power n minus 1 upon R. Then this, what is this 1 plus R raised to power n?
Future value.
Future value, FV. So you can simply write it as FV minus 1 divided by R. You remember this in terms of FV. It is FV minus 1 upon R. Clear है कोई doubt? You have to remember this formula in this form. Sum of ₹1 for n number of years, तो अगर आपने आरडी की वैल्यू निकालनी हो तो ये फार्मूला सीधा लगा दो, बैंक वाले को पूछने की जरूरत नहीं। So it is FV minus 1 divided by R. Clear? Any doubt? So either you can remember it 1 plus R raised to power n minus 1 upon R. इतना याद करने के लिए simply remember FV minus 1 upon R. Any doubt? Any person having any doubt? Anyone having any doubt? So let us suppose a property owner is able to save ₹5,000 per year from the net income of his property, and he invests this amount each year to earn an interest at 7%. Find the amount which he will be able to available at the end of 18 years. So you know the formula. 18 सालों 5,000 रुपया 7% पे डिपॉजिट करवाता रहा. He continued to deposit ₹500 at 7% rate of interest for 18 years. How much amount he will get? Basically, this is a question. So formula you know, n is 18, rate of interest is 0.07. You put all the formula for ₹1. ₹1 after 18 years become ₹34. And 5,000, if you deposit 5,000 every year, he will get 1,70,000. ₹1.34 बन गया, 5,000 जो बन गया, that becomes 1,70,000. So basically, how much amount he has deposited? 18 into 5,000, 90,000. And how much amount he is getting? 1,70,000. And how much interest he is getting? 80,000. Clear? So you can do it with the help of Excel also. Here, you are doing a payment of 5,000 for 18 years at rate of interest 7%. So same formula you will be applying, future value formula. Here equals to FV bracket start. What is rate of interest?
7.
18.
2.07.
7%.
7%.
Okay. You put minus sign here. Bracket. What is NPER?
18.
18.
18.
What is payment?
5,000.
5,000.
5,000. Now here no
No
PV
PV.
is not given to you. You simply put comma for this.
Tab 0.
Okay.
0.
0.
0. Close the bracket.
Enter.
It is approximately 1,70,000.
So friends, it is very easy to calculate the correct answer by using the Excel sheet. The youngsters among us are already familiar with these things, but some old persons like me are not very well conversant in Excel sheet. But if you try to understand the basic concept, it is very, very easy to calculate the correct answer at the time of examination. It will save more than 15 to 20 minutes out of 2 hours, which will be wasted in calculation. And sometimes you may get the wrong result by using the calculator. We have uploaded a very, very important video on the YouTube, on official YouTube channel CEV Registered Valuers Club, how to use the Excel sheet during the examination. all must view that video. It will certainly save 15 to 20 minutes at the time of examination. And 15 मिनट अगर आपको एग्जाम में बचते हैं तो वो बड़ा एक कंसिडरेबल टाइम है आपको रिवाइज करने के लिए, करेक्ट आंसर देखने के लिए। 2 घंटे में अगर आप 15 मिनट बचा लेते हैं, इट इज अ बोनस फॉर यू। यस सर, प्लीज कंटिन्यू।
So see another example. So this is very, very important. You just concentrate on this. This is basic for the next formula. This is basic for the next formula. A tenanted house is required to be repaired at a cost of rupees 50,000. The tenant asked the landlord to repair the house, investing his fund, and agreed to pay the amount required for repairs without obligation after 10 years. Basically, generally the repairs are carried out by the landlord, but here a term has been written in the agreement that the repairs will be carried out by the tenants. Now, repair of 50,000 is required to be done in the building. But the tenant asked the landlord that you carry out the repair and we will give you 50,000 after 10 years. Now, what amount will have to be deposited by the tenant yearly in a bank if the rate of interest is 12% on recurring deposit? Now, what the tenants do, they decided to open an RD in the bank. RD rate of interest is 12%. So that they are having 50,000 in the bank after 10 years. So from the question, what formula you will be using here?
FV is equal to 50,000.
FV is 50,000, of course.
50,000, yeah.
That is. So here, what formula you will be using?
Yes value we have to find.
देखिए ये अगर यही क्वेश्चन
Equal to
होता
P minus 1 divided by R.
1 divided by FP
PV sir,
minus 1.
first
एक
one.
minute, just hold it.
FP
See
minus
here, if in the question, if it was given that he has to accumulate 1,70,000 after 18 years, let us suppose in this question, we have done this question. He asked you that he has to get 1,70,000 after 18 years at 7% interest. It means S is given to you.
Yes sir.
It means S is given to you.
Yes
Okay.
sir, 50,000
So basically what you have to find out, you have to find out this
per year.
PMT you have to find out basically.
yes value we have to find out. FE we have to find out first.
Okay, this is what we have to do basically. So basic things you must understand. So see now come to this question. Let us suppose he deposit 1 rupees in the bank at 12% in 10 years. So how much amount he will get? Formula you know, FV minus 1 upon R. R is 0.12, N is 10. You put all the values, S becomes 17.55. Okay, 1 rupees will become 17.55 rupees in how many years?
10 years.
In 10 years. Means if you have to get 17.55 rupees in 10 years, how much amount you have to deposit in the bank?
1 rupees.
And if you have to deposit rupees 1, if you have to get rupees 1 in 10 years, then how much amount you will deposit in the bank? 1 divided by 17.55. This is simply यूनिटरी मेथड। 17 रुपये 55 पैसे लेने तो 1 रुपया जमा करवाओगे, अगर 1 रुपया लेना जो तो कितने पैसे जमा करवाओगे?
1/17, 17.5.
That is unitary method what we
Yes,
are
sir.
doing in so far. It means If you have to find this amount, what formula will be? What is this 17.55?
S.
Yes.
No,
The formula is 1 upon S.
PMT.
So this is basically PMT. This is 1 upon
PMT.
S. So this will be the basic formula for next formula. So just for your reference, this is 1 upon S. See here, for 50,000, you multiply it with 50,000. अगर आपने 50,000 लेना तो कैलकुलेट किया तो 2,850 रुपए आप जंक में जमा करो. You will deposit 2,849 in the bank, and after that you will get 50,000. See here, this 2,849, this is called sinking fund. This is called sinking fund. So what is the formula for sinking fund?
R
Sinking
by
fund
1
will,
plus R to the power of n minus 1.
सर वो याद करने की जरूरत नहीं है. Formula is
1
1
upon
upon
S.
S.
1S. S is FV minus 1 upon R. सिंपल याद रखो, वो उतने दूर मत जाओ. ये बात समझ आ गई आपको? 1 अपॉन एस. अब एस आपको पता किसके बराबर है? एफ वी माइनस 1 अपॉन आर.
One. Yes, sir.
वो पुट कर दो. Simply put, see here. So this is sinking fund. Sinking fund is 1 upon S. 1 upon S. S is FV minus 1 upon R. So this R will go in the numerator. Formula is R over FV is 1 plus R a to power n minus 1. क्लियर है? फार्मूला याद
Yes.
करने की इजी हो गया
Yes, sir.
आपको, क्योंकि ये कभी ना कभी भूल जाओगे आप, लेकिन ये चीज कभी नहीं भूलोगे. यू विल नॉट फॉरगेट दिस थिंग. You may have some problem. You may forget this formula. Do not remember this, claim this formula. Just make the things clear that sinking fund is 1 upon S. S you know, FV minus 1 upon R. FV you know, 1 plus R a to power n. You remember only FV. You remember the formula for FV only. All other formulas are derived from this FV. Ji Shiv Kumar ji, it is clear.
हाँ जी सर.
Or another thing is, we are taking capital R here. So this is just to make the things differentiate. So it generally for sinking fund, it is for a longer period. You constructed a building, let us suppose in 2026. You know its life is 60 years. So after 60 years, you will be requiring an amount which you should be available with you so that you can construct a new building. या आपने you buy a new car, you know, you start using this car as a taxi. You are getting your certain amount in the form of from the taxi. So you know after 15 years you cannot use this car and you will have to buy a new car. So what you will be doing? You will be depositing certain amount in the bank so that a handsome amount is available with you so that you are able to buy a new car. So what you will do? Here we assume that cost of the car will not increase. Let us suppose cost of the car as on today is 10 lakh. After 15 years, it will remain 15 lakh, 10 lakh. We assume it. Though practically it is not possible, but we assume that it will remain 10 lakh. You start depositing certain amount in the bank every month. After 15 years, you get 10 lakh. And with that 10 lakh, you buy a new car. That is sinking fund, basically. So for sinking fund formula is 1 upon
1
s.
upon S.
And second thing is rate of interest. We are denoting it with capital R. Why? Because during, if we take the example of a building, so life of the building is 60 years. In the 60 years, many times the rate of interest will change. Sometime it may be as higher as 12%. Sometime it may be as lower as 3 to 5%. We will assume it that whatever rate we, on an average, we will get 3 to 4% at least. So we will assume these rate different from these rates. It will not be 12%. We will assume it to be 3 to 5%, in between 3 to 5%. That is why we are taking it as capital R. This is called rate of redemption. That was called rate of return. This is rate of redemption. Basically, for sinking fund, always it is lower than the rate of return. So let us suppose that the owner of a machine anticipates that he will need to provide a new motor in the machine after 10 years time at an estimated cost of 7,000. If the capital can be invested at 8% compound interest, what amount should be invested annually? So what you have to find out here? What you have to find out here? What is given to you?
1 by S.
That is 1 by S. That is the formula.
Sinking
But
fund is given.
आप क्या निकालना चाहते हो?
Sinking fund
पहले
is
देखो
given.
क्या है, आप क्या कह रहा है?
Amount.
Annual investment, sir. PMT.
पीएमटी निकालनी है, तो आपको बेसिकली पीएमटी वो बात ना करो, ये कहो कि सिंकिंग फंड निकालना है,
Thinking. हाँ.
पीएमटी नहीं निकालना। कि आप कितने पैसे बैंक में जमा करो, हाउ मच अमाउंट यू शुड डिपॉजिट इन द बैंक फॉर 10 years at 8% interest, that you are able to get 7,000. Means you have to find sinking fund. For sinking fund, we donate it with IC. Sinking fund factor for 1 rupees. It is equals to 1 upon S. S you know equals to FV minus 1 upon R. R will go in the numerator. 1 upon FV is 1 plus R. Formula is 1 plus R is to power n for FV minus 1. You put all the values. R is 8%, 0.08 over 1 plus 0.08 raised to power 10 minus 1, it is 0.069. What does it mean? What is this 0.069? Means if you have to get 1 rupees, you need to deposit 0.069 in the bank. But what you need to get?
7,000.
7,000. You multiply 7,000.
समझाया था इसके लास्ट एग्जांपल जो समझाया था सर,
हाँ जी,
इसमें भी सर क्वेश्चन का पैटर्न तो सर सेम था कि उसे 50,000 चाहिए तो कितना एनुअल डिपॉजिट करेगा, तो
वही है, वही चीज
फॉर्मूला
है।
कैसे बदलेगा सर, मतलब पता कैसे चलेगा कब कौन सा फॉर्मूला लगाना है, इसके जो
सर
लास्ट एग्जांपल आपने समझाया था।
सर इस क्वेश्चन,
थिंकिंग फंड का जहाँ जिक्र रहेगा सर.
सर इसमें क्या कर रहे हैं? इस क्वेश्चन में आप क्या कर रहे हो? आपको क्या दिया गया है? व्हाट इज गिवन टू यू? ध्यान से पढ़िए इसको।
आपका जो इसके बाद एक अपने एग्जांपल समझाया था
सर ये एक
इस,
मिनट, इसमें क्या किया?
देखिए क्या समझाया था क्या नहीं उसके बारे में छोड़िए, आपको क्या दिया गया है, क्वेश्चन आपने अटेम्प्ट करना है वहां पर।
इस
आप
क्वेश्चन
क्वेश्चन
में
को
क्या
पढ़िए, अगर क्वेश्चन को पढ़ेंगे नहीं तो आंसर कैसे निकालेंगे।
इस
सभी
क्वेश्चन में
क्वेश्चन
क्या
में
दिया
फिगर कुछ ना कुछ दिया रहेगा।
क्या
He is
दिया है
able
आपको?
to save 5,000 per year.
तो क्या कर रहा है उस 5,000 का?
वो बैंक में मतलब वो एक्यूमुलेट कर रहा है सर, उसको इन्वेस्ट कर रहा है 7%
इन्वेस्ट
के.
कर रहा है
हाँ.
7% के रेट पे। तो आपने क्या निकालना है?
18% के एंड पे उसका क्या
18 साल के
फाइनल
बाद
वैल्यू।
आपने एक आरडी करी है 18 साल के लिए 7% रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट पे 5,000 रुपये हर साल जमा करवा रहे हैं। आपको कितना अमाउंट मिला?
1,70,000.
तो आपको पता चल गया कौन सा फार्मूला लगाओगे आप?
यस सर.
हाँ, अकोमोलेटिव फार्मूला। अब मान लो आपको चाहिए कि मैं 1,70,000 रुपया लेना है 18 साल के बाद 7% इंटरेस्ट। उल्टा हो गया क्वेश्चन। इस क्वेश्चन में क्या हुआ? इस क्वेश्चन में क्या है?
एस वैल्यू दिया है सब, इंस्टॉलमेंट पूछ रहा है।
उसमें
हाँ,
इंस्टॉलमेंट दिया था, वैल्यू पूछी थी।
वैल्यू पूछ रहा था। हाँ,
वैल्यू दिया है,
तो,
इंस्टॉलमेंट पूछ रहा है।
तो जब आपने इंस्टॉलमेंट निकालनी है तो मतलब है आप सिंकिंग फंड का फार्मूला लगाओगे। फिर सिंपल, क्लियर है?
जी सर।
Anybody having any doubt? So you can use Excel for this also. How you can use? For Excel, so for that you have to remember certain shortcuts. For sinking fund, formula is PMT. So how much you need? How much you need? You need 7,000 rupees. Means you need, if future value is given to you as 7,000. For in how many years? Rate of
18
interest
years,
is
7%.
rate of interest is, I think it is sorry,
7.
it is
8%.
8% and 10 years. Sorry, it is 10 years and it is 8%. Okay. So for sinking fund, you remember shortcut key is PMT. Shortcut key you have to remember PMT. Okay. So what he is asking?
8% rate.
Rate of
Percentage.
interest is
8%.
8%.
Comma 10.
NPER
10.
10.
Yeah.
10.
Future comma.
PV is not
PV
given to
not
you.
given.
Just
Comma.
FV is
7,000.
7,000. 7,000.
so you
Comma
put a
0.
minus sign over here, comma 0. Sorry.
One.
Okay.
न्यू ਹੁਣ ਪੱਕਾ ਹੈ ਜਾਂ ਚੇਂਜ ਹੋਰ ਵੀ ਕਰਨਾ ਕੋਈ?
हाँ जी,
ਤਾਂ ਚੱਕੀਏ।
क्या हुआ? हाँ जी, is it okay? Any doubt?
No doubt, sir.
ठीक
सर
है, मैं
रेट ऑफ
कुछ,
रिडम्पशन
हाँ जी, ये
कैपिटल
दिया
आज
था।
रेट ऑफ
रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट या रेट ऑफ रिडम्पशन 8% दी है।
नहीं मतलब वो थोड़ा एक बार फिर से समझाएंगे,
हाँ
समझ
जी,
नहीं आया।
क्या?
एक बार फिर से समझा देंगे रेट ऑफ रिडम्पशन क्या होता है?
सर अभी आएगा, आगे जाके चिंता मत करिए आप,
ओके।
अभी आएगा। अभी ये समझ लगी, आईसी समझ आ गया, पीएमटी समझ आ गया,
जी सर।
सिंकिंग फंड समझ आ गया।
जी
ठीक है, तो आगे चलते हैं।
Why didn't you eat yours?
जी, संदीप जी 15 मिनट का टी ब्रेक ले लेते हैं.
Okay, sir. So friends, let's take a short tea break of 15 minutes. It is 4:45. We will rejoin sharp at 5. दूसरा, चाय थोड़ा ज्यादा कड़क पीकर आइए. आज थोड़ा ज्यादा टाइम लगने वाला है. फर्स्ट डे है. ये सेशन कंप्लीट होने के बाद, प्रिस्क्राइब्ड सिलेबस खत्म होने के बाद, मैं आपको बताऊंगा फ्रॉम वेयर यू कैन गेट द स्टडी मटेरियल, फ्रॉम वेयर यू कैन गेट द मॉक टेस्ट, एंड फ्रॉम वेयर you will get the essential documents for this session or for this purpose or for this syllabus. ओके, तो अभी हम पहले सिलेबस खत्म करेंगे आफ्टर 5, देन वी विल कंटिन्यू विद द 0 आवर. 0 आवर में आपके डाउट्स जो नॉन रिलेटेड टू सब्जेक्ट होंगे या नॉन रिलेटेड टू सिलेबस होंगे वो लेंगे. उसके बाद में मैं आपको बताऊंगा कहां कहां से आप स्टडी मटेरियल और मॉक टेस्ट पैकेज आप ले पाएंगे और पूरे वीक में आप अपनी प्रैक्टिस कर पाएंगे फॉर द नेक्स्ट 5 days. We will rejoin sharp at 5. Till then, you can switch off your screens.
So now will we take considering years purchase. So if you go it by its definition, this is present value of a right to receive ₹1 at the end of each year for 10 years or at our compound interest. So to make this thing understandable, let us suppose, yes, hold on, we take an example. That will make the things clear to you. Let us suppose you have a building. It is a freehold building. How will you do its valuation? How will you do its valuation? If you have to do its valuation for the banking purpose, then what will you do?
Replacement cost
You will calculate its land cost
and building
and
cost.
replacement cost of the building.
Building.
And then you will get the total. This is theoretical value. Say it comes out to be 60 lakh. Now, this is basically theoretical value. What happens is when the bank gives loan, so this is just a security with the bank. Bank is not going to sell it. He will give it, keep it as a security. But say after 4 years, this loan becomes NPA. Now the bank has to auction this property. So this was the theoretical value. You don't have taken other things into consideration. What are the economic conditions? What are the infrastructural developments in the area? What are other things? And all of a sudden, the value which was 60 lakh, it becomes 40 lakh. The value comes down. So bank will be in trouble. So basically, when you are doing valuation, it is not the present value for which the bank, on which value the bank has to give loan. The condition of sale may be in future, maybe after 2 years, 1 year, 3 years, whatever it may be. So Instead of giving loan, they have a thing loan to value ratio. Means they will consider that value of the building is 40 lakh, and on the basis of this value they will give certain loan, whatever the loan they have to give. They will assume it to be 40 lakh. That is called loan to value ratio, LTV. Now here they were having a property which was owner occupied, and bank was having right to sell the property after, in case of any default. Now see here, if the same property, it was given on a rent of 10,000 rupees per month, then how will you do the valuation?
इनकम अप्रोच सर,
हाँ जी,
इनकम
नेट
अप्रोच।
प्रॉफिट देखिए, नेट इनकम कितनी हो रही है सर बिल्डिंग से।
so why?
Capitalization method, sir.
So we will be using capitalization method, net
Okay.
approach. Why?
See,
Why not this method?
Sir, the income from the buildings is also an addition to its value.
No. Sir, see here, what right the bank have? Here bank have the right to sell the property, whatever amount it may be, 40 lakh. But if it is on rent, can he sell the property? Can the bank sell the property?
no, sir. If Rent Control Act applicable, then bank.
He cannot sell the property. Only right he has. He has a right to receive the rent.
Yes, sir.
In case of default, he has a right to receive the rent. So that is why we will consider this right as 10,000. His right to that, in case of default, the bank has a right to receive 10,000 as rent from the building. That is why we are using this rent capitalization. We call it rent capitalization or capitalization method or income approach method, whatever method you say. Clear? Why we use income approach? We should be clear, because we have to do, you don't have to do valuation of a building or whatever asset. You have to do valuation with respect to the right. You have to do the valuation of the right, not of anything else. First of all, you have to think what are the rights the purchaser or the lender has. Here the lender has right, he can sell the property for whatever amount, that is different issue. But here lender has only right to receive 10,000 as rent. Now this rent is received every year. Let us suppose this building is given on rent for 15 years. Then the bank has right to receive this 10,000 as rent for 15 years. Let us suppose that remaining lease period is 15 years. Bank has the right to receive 10,000 as rent for 15 years. So now see here, see here. Now see.
Sir, your screen is not visible. Visible.
Visible.
Yes.
So let us suppose the bank has the right to receive rupees 10,000. Is it clear? If for the at the end of first year, the bank will at every year bank will be receiving 10,000. Is it okay? हेलो, स्क्रीन विजिबल है?
It was sir.
नो
अभी चला
सर।
गया।
हाँ जी,
पहले
अभी
था,
चला
अभी
गया।
चला गया है।
नहीं अब क्लियर है। सी
Yeah,
हेयर।
yeah.
यस
Yes,
सर,
back.
क्लियर।
तो
Yes, it's back.
तो हम क्या करेंगे यहाँ पे? व्हाट विल वी डू? Their bank will be receiving 10,000 for 15 years. At the end of every year, bank will be receiving 10,000. At the end of first year, second year, third year, fourth year, fifth year, continuously for 15 years. Okay, is it clear? Now see,
क्लियर।
if you 10,000 rupees bank will receive, let us suppose at the end of first year, bank will receive 10,000. At the start, what will be the amount? How will you calculate? कि एक साल के बाद 10,000 मिलना है, तो अभी लेना तो कितने पैसे मिलेंगे? क्या करोगे आप? वट विल यू डू?
प्रेजेंट वैल्यू सर।
Present value, you will
Present
find the
value.
present value of each
Yeah.
year. This
यस सर।
10,000, present value of this 10,000 is, you calculate these present value factor for each year. Formula which for present value is, what is the formula?
1/1 प्लस आर टू द पावर n।
1 plus 1 over r is to power n. So
यस सर।
for first year n is 1, for second year n is 2, third n is 3. You calculate this present value factor for each year. This, and the value for at the end of first year, which you are getting 10,000, today its value is 9,400, and the amount you have to get after 15 years, today's value is 4,200. And if you, हाँ जी, हाँ जी, हाँ जी, बोलिए। And if you add all these values, value comes out to be 97,200. And if you sum all the present value factor, value is 9.72. So if you multiply with this 10,000 with 9.72, the value is 97,200. This 9.72, the sum of present value factor of all the years, it is called years purchase. 10,000. So that is why we are taking only annual income. Only one single year's income. See here, single year's income 10,000 multiplied with this sum of present value factors 9.72. 10,000 into 9.72, value is 97,200.
Navjot sir, I'm not able to understand why the PV ratio is reducing.
Sir, reduce present value has, sir, एक मिनट, एक परसेंट 15 साल के 10,000. See here, just hold on, sir. See, is the screen visible?
Visible, sir.
Yes, sir.
विजिबल सर, विजिबल।
Okay. So see here, for present value factor, the formula is
One by
it
one
is
plus
equals
r to
to
the power of n.
15, sir. N is equals to 15.
n is equals to 15. Okay. Is it okay?
Okay.
Yes.
So formula is, first of all, you need 1 plus r. 1 plus r is 1 plus
0.06.
r.
0.06.
Okay. Sorry. 1 plus, you need not to write 1 plus 0, simply write 6%. Okay.
Yes.
1.06. Okay. Or it is will be 1.06. Okay.
Equals to 1.06.
Okay.
Plus,
So
so it will take
it is 1.06. Formula is 1 divided by
1.06
1.06 raised to power
n.
n.
and
And in the first year, n is
1.
1.
1. Okay. So the value is
0.9.
0.94% of the
0.94.
value.
Okay. In the second year, n is
2.
2. Value is
0.88.
0.88.
8 or 8
89.
9, we can say. In the third year, n is
3.
3.
value is 0.83.
84.
You can say 0.84 or 83, whatever. So every year value is coming down, sir.
The rate of return. No.
Okay. So in the fourth year, n is 4. Okay.
देखिए, जो चीज आपको 1 साल के बाद मिलेगी उसकी वैल्यू आज की रेट में ज्यादा है कंपेरेटिव टू जो चीज आपको 3 साल के बाद मिलेगी या 5 साल के बाद मिलेगी या 10 साल के बाद मिलेगी।
ठीक है। तो अगर प्रेजेंट वैल्यू निकालनी है आपने, प्रेजेंट वैल्यू इस तरीके से निकाल सकते हो। यही चीज टेबल मैंने यहां बनाया हुआ है 15 साल के लिए। ये सारे समझ लगी?
इट्स लाइक कि जिस चीज का वैल्यू अभी 94% है 15 ईयर्स के बाद वो 42% के बराबर हो जाएगा सर।
जी 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 जी।
नो डेप्रिशिएट हो गए, जितना अब 20 साल जाएंगे तो और कम हो जाएगी।
ठीक है ना?
समझ गया।
समझ लगी? तो हर साल का प्रेजेंट वैल्यू फैक्टर यू फाइंड आउट इफेक्टिव फैक्टर फॉर एक ईयर एंड यू मल्टीप्लाई 10,000, वैल्यू इज 90,400। जो 10,000 मिलना था आज की डेट में उसकी वैल्यू आपको 4,200 है। तो इफ यू ऐड सम ऑफ ऑल दीज, तो बैंक के पास क्या राइट है? व्हाट द बैंक हैज द राइट? बैंक के पास राइट है 10,000 रुपया हर साल लेने का, लेकिन वो मिलेगा हर एक एक साल के बाद। बैंक विल गेट आफ्टर every year, not as on today. And if the bank wants value as on today, then it is a sum of all the present values for 15 years, which comes out to be 97,200. Clear है ये बात? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
So if you sum all the present value factors, then what is its value?
5p.
9.72. Okay. So there is one method, you add all these values and then get 97,200, or you multiplied a single year's income, which is 10,000, multiplied with this factor 9.72. Again 10,000 into 9.72 is
97,200.
so this, instead of getting this calculation in this way, where our aim is to somehow find out this factor
9.72.
9.72. This factor 9.72, this is called year's purchase. This is called, clear है ये बात? So what is year's purchase? It is a multiplying factor which when multiplied by net income of a single year's net income, that will give you the capitalized value.
I am not following, sir.
Sorry, it is clear how 97,200 come. ये बात क्लियर है सर?
यस सर।
ये बात क्लियर है?
क्लियर
जी
सर
सर।
ये उसके बाद ये भी समझ लग गया कि 9.72 कैसे आया?
यस सर।
ठीक है, अब देखिए एक तो तरीका ये है कि आप हर बार ये सारी चीजें कैलकुलेट करें तो 97,002 आएगा, और दूसरा तरीका क्या है कि अगर आप ये 10,000 को 9.72 से मल्टीप्लाई करते हैं तो कितना आता है? अगर आप एक तो ऐसे सारे जमा करो, दूसरा तरीका है कि 10,000 को 9.72 से मल्टीप्लाई करो, तो कितना आंसर आएगा?
57,200, that is
57,200।
capitalized value.
तो कैपिटलाइज वैल्यू, तो हमारा मकसद है किसी तरीके से ये पता चल जाए, 9.72 पता चल जाए। हमारा जो मकसद है, ये जो 9.72 है, ये क्या हो गया, एक तरह से मल्टीप्लाइंग फैक्टर हो गया कि 10,000 यू मल्टीप्लाई 10,000 with a certain multiplying factor, this which in this case is 9.72, that will give you capitalized value. This 9.72, this is called years purchase. इस 9.72 को years purchase बोलते हैं। क्लियर है? समझ लगी?
Clear.
क्लियर है ना? तो
Sir,
इसमें हम
ये
क्या कर रहे हैं? हाँ
the
जी,
calculation part is clear, but what is the usage of this concept?
वही बता रहा हूँ सर, यूजेस क्या होगा। अभी अभी खत्म नहीं हुई बात सर, अभी तो चल रहा है, अभी मैंने खत्म कहाँ किया। अब एक चीज पहले क्लियर हो गई कि आप यहाँ पे क्या कर रहे हो, सिंगल ईयर्स इनकम ले रहे हो। हेलो, हम सिंगल ईयर्स की इनकम को एक फैक्टर से मल्टीप्लाई कर रहे हैं तो आपकी कैपिटलाइज्ड वैल्यू आपको मिल रही है। अब हमारा मकसद है किसी तरीके से ये सिंगल जो फैक्टर है वो पता चल जाए, हमें हर बार ये कैलकुलेशंस ना करनी पड़े।
Final income and one year income.
हमें सिंगल इनकम पता होगी, हमें किसी तरीके से ये फैक्टर पता चल जाए तो ये वैल्यू आ जाएगी।
सर एक सिंपल डाउट मुझे, 10,000 रुपीज डालने के बाद वो 15 साल को कम कैसा होता सब?
सर 10,000 डाला नहीं है, किसने कहा डाला है आपको?
नहीं, इनकम आता ना उसको, मंथली
आता
इनकम।
रहा ना, हर साल आएगा सर। ये 10,000 आज नहीं है, उसको 15 साल के बाद मिलेगा। इसका मतलब है कि अगर आप 2,200 रुपया आज जमा करवाओगे तो 15 साल बाद आपको 10,000 मिलेगा।
सर 15 साल के बाद जो आपको 10,000 मिलने वाला है उसका आज की रेट में वैल्यू 4,200 है। इज इट क्लियर?
या उल्टा समझ लो, अगर 4,200 जमा करवाओगे 15 साल बाद 10,000 मिलेगा, 4,400 जमा कराओगे 14 साल बाद 10,000 मिलेगा। तो इसको उल्टा समझ सकते हो सर। जी क्लियर है जी? एनीबॉडी हैविंग एनी डाउट? हाँ जी, अजीत कुमार जी, इज इट क्लियर?
यस इज क्लियर सर।
एनीबॉडी हैविंग एनी डाउट कि जो पैसा आपको कुछ समय के बाद मिलना है उसकी वैल्यू आज की डेट में वो नहीं होगी सर, उसकी वैल्यू कम ही होगी। क्लियर है? अब हम करते हैं, आगे चलते हैं। अब हमारा अवर एम इज टू समहाउ फाइंड आउट दिस 9.72. This 9.72, this is a multiplying factors, this is called years purchase. we call it years purchase. So how it will be calculated? We will calculate it for ₹1. So let us suppose you are getting ₹1 from the bank, from somewhere, and you are depositing in the bank. You are getting ₹1 as rent at the end of each year, and you invest it in the bank. Just a minute. Let us suppose you are getting ₹1 every year as rent. You are getting rent as ₹1, and you deposit it in the bank. You get ₹1 at the end of 1 year. You deposit in the bank, and you have been doing it for n years at R% interest. So what will the amount you will accumulate after n years? What will be the cumulative amount? कौन सा फार्मूला लगाओगे?
Plus r to the power of n minus
फ्यूचर
1 by
वैल्यू,
हाँ जी
फ्यूचर वैल्यू सर.
sir, it is not future value.
1 plus r to the power of n minus 1 by r.
Okay, so it will be a cumulative sum formula. Every year you are depositing.
Okay, okay sir.
So let us suppose you get an amount X that will be equals to 1 future value FV minus 1 upon R. Okay. n years के बाद आपके पास कितना अमाउंट हो जाएगा? अगर ये अमाउंट आज की डेट में लेना होगा तो क्या करेंगे? If you have to calculate its present value, then what will you do?
1 plus r up के पावर n
1
से इसको
upon
डिवाइड
1
कर
plus
देंगे.
r to the power of n.
इसको मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे प्रेजेंट
upon-
वैल्यू निकालने के लिए. We will call that as YP. That will be equals to, we multiply it with 1 over 1 plus R raised to power n. ऐसे ही करोगे, ठीक है? You multiplied ये चीज, you got this present value 1 plus R raised to power n minus 1 upon R into 1 over 1 plus R raised to power n. This present value of X, this is called YP. This term is called YP. See now how we will be arriving at this formula. So YP is equals to, what is this? 1 over 1 plus R raised to power n minus 1. This is amount of ₹1 per annum, and this is present value of ₹1, that is 1 over 1 plus R raised to power n. Now we simplify it. You put, we can get this 1 upon R. You place 1 over 1 plus R raised to power n divided by R into 1 plus R raised to power n minus 1 divided by R into 1 plus R raised to power n. You can write it this term, इस टर्म को इस तरीके से लिख सकते हैं आप. क्लियर है? 1 plus R raised to power n divided by R into 1 plus R raised to power n minus 1 over R into 1 plus R raised to power n. So this numerator and denominator are equal, you cut it. So you will be leaving with having 1 upon R minus 1 upon R into 1 plus R raised to power n. From here you can take this 1 upon R as common. This will be 1 upon R into here it will be, you will be leaving with F1 minus 1 over 1 plus R raised to power n. So this is called YP single rate. So what is this 1 over 1 plus R raised to power n? This is present value. So you can write it as 1 upon R into 1 minus PV. Clear hai how you arrived this formula? This is called YP single rate. So now see here, you put the values in the formula, you will get the same result. See here, YP single rate, R is 6%, 1 over 0.06, 1 minus 1 plus R is 0.06 raised to power 15, you get 9.72. So instead of doing calculation every time this way, you use simply this formula. You will get at the same value, that is 9.72. This 9.72, it is called YP single rate. So you multiply this YP single rate with the net rent, net single year's rent, net equal annual income of single year, that will give you capitalized value. Clear है? कोई डाउट है तो पूछ लो. ये फार्मूले की डेरिवेशन, you need not to remember the derivation. This is just to make the things clear how you arrive at this formula.
ये
Otherwise, I
फॉर्मूला सर
can
एक्सेल
say
में लग जाता है क्या सर? डायरेक्ट एक्सेल में निकाल सकते हैं डायरेक्ट
हो
ये
जाएगा सर,
परचेज का
एक्सेल में भी हो जाएगा. अभी वहां चलते हैं. अभी दिक्कत नहीं है कोई भी, एक्सेल में भी हो जाएगा. अब घबराइए नहीं. ये बात समझ लगी कि वाईपी है. सबसे बड़ी बात है कि वाईपी है क्या, ये समझ आनी चाहिए. किसी को डाउट है तो पूछ लो. What is YP? It is simply a multiplying factor, you can say, which when multiplied with a single year's income will give you capitalized value. Clear? So there
सर
are
वाईपी
four
को
types of जी.
सर वाईपी को थोड़ा प्रैक्टिकल एग्जांपल में समझा सकते हैं तो थोड़ा.
अभी सब कुछ आएगा, अभी प्रैक्टिकल एग्जांपल में आ रहे हैं सर. अभी तो हम थ्योरेटिकल में चल रहे हैं, अभी प्रैक्टिकल में आ रहे हैं. चिंता मत करिए. अभी 4 तरह की वाईपी है सर. दुखी मत होइए, थोड़ा खुश होइए. ठीक है. तो अब ये
शाहरुख खान जी को याद करिए, पिक्चर अभी बाकी है मेरे दोस्त.
ठीक है ना. अभी दिक्कत में मत आइए, अभी देखिए, अभी तो बहुत कुछ है. सो सी हियर, कैलकुलेट द YP फॉर 25 years at 8% इंटरेस्ट रेट. सो आपने YP कैलकुलेट करनी है. YP फॉर 25 years at 8% इंटरेस्ट रेट. YP इज इक्वल टू 1 अपॉन R इंटू 1 माइनस 1 अपॉन R प्लस R टू पावर n. तो अगर इस तरीके से याद करोगे, यू मे फॉरगेट इट इन द एग्जामिनेशन. Just remember it is 1 upon R into 1 minus PV. You put all the values, YP comes out to be 10.67. So what does this mean? It means rupees 1 received annually, 1 for 25 years, discounted at 8% has a present value of 10.67. बात समझ आ गई कि अगर आपको 1 रुपया हर साल मिलना था 25 साल के लिए, और आप कहते हैं कि मेरे को आज ही मिल जाए, इफ यू हैव टू गेट रुपीज 1 एवरी ईयर कंटिन्यूसली फॉर 25 years, and if the rate of interest is 8%, how much amount you will get as on today? That is 10.67 rupees. Is it clear? See here, if we provide a table, it's the same question. YP at 8% for 5-year value is 3.993. So capitalized value, let's suppose annual income is 10 lakh. After 5-year value is 39.93. So see here, as the number of years goes on increasing, the value goes on increasing. So after 10-year value will be 67.10 lakh. After 15-year 85.59. After 20-year it is 98.18. After 25, 1.07, 1.13, 1.19, 1.22. After, and in perpetuity, see here, 1 upon 8, 12.5. See here, after 50 years, there is no much difference. As after this year, here the difference is of 28 lakh. Here the difference is of 18 lakh, then 13 lakh, then about 9 lakh, 6 lakh, 6 lakh, 3 lakh, 3 crore, sorry. So as the years goes on increasing, this value increment
3 lakhs.
is less. So after 50 years, additional years will add very little value. Why? Because see here, what happens? See here, what happens? We take an example. Formula is 1 upon r into 1 minus 1 plus r raised to power n. Now see in this formula, see the bracket portion. Something is to be subtracted from 1. 1 में से कुछ ना कुछ माइनस हो रहा है. अब now see, as the value of n increases, the value of this 1 plus r raised to power n, it will increase or decrease. जैसे जैसे n की वैल्यू बढ़ेगी,
YP value will decrease.
YP की वैल्यू नहीं, मैं इस टर्म की बात कर रहा हूँ, अंदर वाली जो रेंट पोर्शन.
PV will decrease, sir.
ओ सर, मैं ये बात, हाँ, इसकी वैल्यू डिक्रीज होती जाएगी.
Yes, sir.
ठीक है ना. पहले इफ द वैल्यू ऑफ n इज 1, value of this term 1 over 1 plus r raised to power n is 0.90. If n is 15, it is 0.00852. And if n is 100, it is 0.00007. So see here, when the value is n is very large, 1 plus r raised to power n is approximately equals to 0. See, if it is equals to 0, what we can write? Yp is equals to 1 upon r into 1 minus 0. It is 1 upon r. So this 1 upon r is called Yp in perpetuity. This is the second type of Y. Clear? Any doubt? So we have studied two types of Yp so far. First one is Yp single rate. This formula is Yp single rate 1 upon r into 1 minus PV. It is used if the remaining lease period is less than 50 years. If the remaining lease period is more than 50 years, then we will be using this formula 1 upon r. So we were taking some examples that will make the things clear. See here, let us suppose you have to do the valuation of a property in Gurgaon sector 56 leasehold with 35 years remaining. So which formula you will be using here? YP single rate or YP perpetual?
Perpetual.
YP
Single
single
rate.
rate, because it is less than 50 years. Okay. Let us suppose current income is 18 lakh per year, remaining term is 35 years, ground rent payable is 2 lakh per year, appropriate yield is 8%. So net rent will be 18 lakh is rental income, what the lessee is getting, out of which 2 lakh is paying as ground rent. So net income is 16 lakh. YP you calculate for 35 years at 8%, it comes out to 11.655. So 16 lakh into 11.655, it is 1 crore 86 lakh 48,000. It is approximately 1.86 crore. So if this was a freehold property, then you would have divided this 16 lakh with 0.08 directly. Then it would value would have come 2 crore. Capitalized value divided by rate of interest, what we were doing. So because it is leasehold property, you will be using this form method. So now see, you need not to remember this formula for calculation purposes. Maybe you may be getting a 1 mark question about the formula, but otherwise you can use Excel sheets for calculating this. See here, you are getting 16 lakh at 8% for 35 years. So we will be using this Excel sheet. For this, formula is PV. Again, formula is PV. Similar to present value. This is basically present value of future benefits. What is rate of interest? What is rate of interest? Hello?
8%.
8%. So write here 8%. For how many years?
35 years.
So now here it is not what is given to you, PMT or FV? What is given? PMT. It is PMT, which is 16 lakh. FV is not given to you, just put comma here, type is 0. You have to put a minus sign before it. See here. 1 crore 86 lakh, approximately 48,000. Same amount. You need not to do any calculations. Clear? Any doubt? Anybody having any doubt? Hanji. Okay?
जी सर.
Clear? So next, see here, it is the owner of a freehold interest in a shop yielding net income of 25,000 per annum, assuming 7% compound interest. Calculate the capital value of A. So see here in this question, what is the lease term?
It's a freehold.
It is freehold.
It is freehold.
Freehold.
So we will be using YP perpetuity.
1 upon R.
1 upon R. So 25,000 into 1 upon R is 1 upon 0.07, 14.286. It is 3,57,000. Otherwise, in the Excel, you can simply do 25,000 divided by 7%. You need not to do any calculation. Simply in the Excel, put the values, you can get the result. No other error will be there. See, 25,000 equal to 25,000 divided by 7%. 3,57,142. Okay. So next is YP reversion to perpetuity. So we will be taking this with an example. So let us suppose Mr. X will receive full rental income of rupees 36,000 per annum after 7 years. Presently, she let her house at a rental of 24,000 per annum for 7 years with an interest of 8%. Value the interest of Mrs. X means you have to find the capitalized value of X years. Mrs. X. So basically, what is there? As on today, how much of rent he is getting from this question?
24,000 per annum, sir, for 7
Per
years.
annum. Okay. After 7 years, how much amount he will get?
36,000 per annum.
For how many years?
Perpetual year, sir.
Perpetually. Okay. Is it clear?
Yes,
Now
sir.
see, for this 24,000 for 7 years, which YPV you will be using?
Single rate, sir.
Single rate. So net rent is 24,000. YP single rate is 1 upon R into 1 minus PB. This is, you put all the values. Value is 1,24,800. Now for this 36,000, which value, which YP you will be using?
परपेचुअल।
But the problem is, for 7 years you have calculated the value.
यस सर।
For perpetual, YP perpetual will be
सर वी
100 upon 7,
डिडक्ट।
100 upon 8,
यस सर, वी
100 upon
डिडक्टेड
8,
सर।
which, but this much of value you have already calculated for 5.20. For 7 years, you have used this YP 5.20 already to get 1,24,800. So from the this 1 upon R, you have to deduct this value.
8.20, sir.
So 12.50 minus 5.20. So this value comes out to be 7.29. So otherwise, what you can do? You calculate this present value factor, or see here this formula. What is this formula? 1 upon R. 1 upon R is, see here, how you will be doing this. See here, in the first, you will be using this formula 1 upon R into 1 minus 1 upon 1 plus R raised to power n. Okay. This is the formula which you will be using for first 7 years. After 7 years, the formula will be 1 upon R. But this formula is from 0 to 7 years. This formula is
after 7 years.
no, sir. This formula 1 upon R is from 0 to perpetual. But you need formula from
7 to
7 to
परपेचुअल।
perpetual.
परपेचुअल
Then what you have to do?
उसमें
You
से माइनस
have
कर
to
देंगे।
deduct this value.
For 7
1
years
upon
minus perpetual.
7 year perpetual minus 7 year.
So
Perpetual minus
7 years.
7 years. Okay. And if you open this bracket, what will be there? It will be 1 upon R minus, if you multiply 1 upon R into 1, it will be 1 upon R. Okay. It is minus here. Minus into minus plus 1 upon R into 1 upon 1 plus R raised to power n. Okay, this 1 plus R into 1 minus R, they will cancel each other. What you are left with?
PV.
1 upon R into 1 over 1
upon
plus
R
R raised to
into
power n. What is this 1 over 1 plus R raised to power n?
PV, sir.
PV.
PV. So you are left with PV divided by
R.
R.
So for 7 to infinity, the formula will be PV upon, clear है?
Yes.
So for 0 to 7, formula will be YP single rate. For 7 to infinity, formula will be, क्लियर है? एनी डाउट? किसी को कोई डाउट है तो पूछ लो।
सर ये इसे ऐसे भी तो देख सकते थे कि जैसे 24,000 के हिसाब से हम पूरा परपेचुअल का निकाल लेते, उसके बाद में 36,000 7 साल के बाद शुरू होगा, तो फिर हम 36,000 का उस समय निकाल के इसकी प्रेजेंट वैल्यू निकाल लें।
वो कैसे भी कर लो, वैल्यू जो है 2400 परपेचुअल नहीं ना मिलना सर, 2400
सर
मिलना ही
7
7
इयर्स,
साल के लिए।
7 इयर्स बिल्कुल सर।
ऐसे नहीं कर सकते ना, क्लियर है। तो पहले जब कभी ऐसा हो क्वेश्चन के जो आपका रेंट है वो चेंज हो रहा है पर्टिकुलर ईयर्स के लिए, तो फिर यू हैव टू यूज दिस फार्मूला, दिस मेथड फॉर फर्स्ट, यू हैव टू यूज दिस, एंड फॉर द परपेचुअल पीरियड यू हैव टू यूज दिस फार्मूला।
देखिए जो सीनियर वैल्यूअर्स हैं उन्होंने अभी तक काफी वैल्यूएशंस की होंगी और लीज होल्ड प्रॉपर्टी की भी की होगी। क्या आपने उन वैल्यूएशंस में हैव यू डन एनी लीज होल्ड प्रॉपर्टी वैल्यूएशन बाय यूजिंग दिस फार्मूला? नो। एंड वेदर यू हैव read the conditions stipulated in the lease agreement? No. There are several conditions mentioned in the lease agreement, especially for PSIDC, SIDC, MIDC, or various other government departments. For certain years, the rent will be lower, and for the rest of the years, the rent will increase. And in some private lease also for MNCs, multinational companies, and others, for initial years, the lease rent will be slightly lower than the rest of the period because they have to invest on the infrastructure of that particular asset. That's why they used to decrease the rent for few years, and then the rent will be actual rent up to perpetuity. So before going to value a property, you have to read the lease agreement or lease deed provided to you. If there is any condition like this, then you need to proceed with the formula you have already learned in the previous slide. Yes, sir. Over to you.
So we have used three formulas: YP single rate, YP perpetual, and YP reversion. Okay? Any doubt till now? कोई डाउट है अभी तक तो पूछ सकते हैं। तो you need to have some practice, not some practice, a lot of practice to remember these things. Those who are joining for the second or third time, they might be knowing many things, but those who are new one to this, many things they have to clear by self study. And the last one is YP dual rate. So you know we have calculated YP single rate formula is 1 over 1 upon RM and into 1 minus 1 over 1 plus R is to power n. So many times what happens is, many times there are certain properties which are of diminishing type. So when you are doing valuation of a leasehold property, you may do valuation for the lessor, you may do the valuation for the lessee. So who is lessee and who is lessor? Anybody?
Lessor is the landlord, sir. Lessee is the tenant.
Lessee is the tenant. So let us suppose you have taken a cinema hall on a lease for 35 years. Okay? And you are running, you have taken a leasehold property and you constructed a building over it for a cinema hall, and lease period is 35 years. After 35 years, what will happen?
The
What
land
will
will be
happen?
The lease will
land.
expire.
Lease will expire, cinema hall along with its building and everything will be done back to the
Landlord.
Real owner,
landlord.
landlord.
Your income will stop.
Oh.
You will be having nothing with you.
Yes, sir.
So this type of asset is called diminishing asset. So in such cases, what we do? We assume that lessee will have the provision for sinking fund. Lessee will be depositing certain amount in the bank, say, or in the financial institution in the form of sinking fund, so that after expiry, after 35 years, he have a certain amount with him, so that he is able to get another cinema hall, or he can pay to the lesser again to renew the lease deed. Is it clear? So in such cases, what we do? We use YP dual rate when there is such diminishing asset, then we use YP dual rate. So what we do in the YP dual rate? We add sinking fund coefficient in the rate of interest. The formula which was for perpetual, which is 1 upon R, that will become 1 upon R plus IC. The formula which was 1 upon R for perpetual, YP dual rate will become 1 upon R plus IC. Now see what difference it will make. Assumption, let us suppose we are having leasehold, that will not a formula after 30 years. Do not take this term IC into consideration. Formula will be 1 upon R into 1 minus 1 over R plus 1. And sorry, so YP will come out to be 11.258. And the same, if you calculate YP dual rate, suppose for IC, rate of interest is 3%. So value of IC, you put the YP dual rate will become 6.566. See how much difference will be there. So what will do? What will be its effect? If the YP is reducing, what will be the effect? क्या effect होगा इसका?
In
Value will increase or
capital.
decrease? Value will increase or decrease?
Decrease, sir.
Decrease.
Decrease. So value will decrease. That is different issue. So now, where the value has gone? See here, let us suppose we do an example here. What happens is that for sinking fund installment, you know the formula for IC is R over 1 plus R raised to power n minus 1. We generally take 3 to 4%. Let us suppose we take for 30 years at 3%, we take value of rate of interest as 3% for sinking fund. You calculate, you put 0.03 divided by 1 plus 0.03 raised to power 30 minus 1. IC becomes 0.012120, approximately 2.102. So what does this mean? What is this? What does this mean? 2.102. What does this mean? इसका क्या मतलब है?
The amount that the
So
receiving.
this is a percentage of capital, 2.102% of the capital, which you must invest at 3%, so that you are able to recover the capital after 30 years. So see how it will happen. See dual rate purchase calculation. Let us suppose investment rate is 8%. You know, sinking fund installment is, you calculate 2.102% at 3% sinking fund. So total reduction from the income is 8 plus 2.02%, 10.102%. So dual rate will be 1 over 0.10102, 9.899. So agar, and for single rate you calculate, it is 11.258. So see here, the dual YP is lower because it accounts for capital recovery. So how it will be done? Let us suppose we take an example. Marine Drive apartment, 30 years remaining to 99-year lease, annual ground rent 50,000, market rent is 12 lakh per year, using 12 single rate. Net income is 12 lakh minus 50,000, 11 lakh 50,000 per year. YP 30 years, 8% single rate is 11.258. The value becomes 1.29 crore. Now see, you use dual rate, net income 11 lakh 50,000, investment rate 8%, sinking fund rate 3%, sinking fund installment 2.102%. So dual rate, YP dual rate is 9.899. Value is 1 crore 30 lakhs, say 1.14 crore. So see the difference. It is approximately 15.63 lakh, means 12%. So if you have done the valuation with single rate, you might have arrived at 1.29 crore, and you have overvalued it incorrectly. You have valued it incorrectly, and the difference C 15.63 lakh. So you have to check when there is leasehold interest with terminable interest, you have to use YP dual rate. So why you have to use YP dual rate? Because with YP single rate, you will be getting higher value. See here. And now this is an important thing which is very important for you to understand. So we will be taking another example that will make the things clear where this amount goes. इसमें कोई डाउट है तो पूछ लो कि अगर देख if there is any property in which income will stop after certain period of time, so when you are doing valuation, whether the lessee is depositing sinking fund or not, you are not concerned with that. You have to use YP dual rate. Keep it in mind. Whether he is doing or not, you are not concerned with that. You assume that he will be depositing sinking fund, and for sinking fund you take 3 to 4% as the rate of interest, and you use YP dual rate. Of course, for the lesser you can use single rate. That is different issue. So now, how this YP dual rate works, we will take it an example that will make that clear. पहले यहाँ तक कोई डाउट है तो पूछ लो. If you have any doubt. Now see how this YP dual rate will make the things easier for the lessee. Lessee के लिए वो easy कैसे होगा? See, let us suppose so there are two things. One is remunerative rate, second one is redemption rate. What is remuneration rate? So this R formula is 1 over R plus IC. So rate of return which is required for investing the capital and bearing risk, that is rate of interest. That is, so you know the formula is 1 over R plus IC. Formula is 1 upon R plus RC. This R, this is called remunerative rate. And the rate which is used for calculating sinking fund, that is called redemption rate. Is it clear? What is remunerative rate? Which is calculating for investing capital, and redemption rate which is used for sinking fund. So total it will be 1 over R plus IC. So formula for IC, let us suppose an investor considering purchasing leasehold interest in a commercial property. Leasehold shop, 20 years remaining, net annual income is 5 lakh after ground rent. Investor requires 8% return on the capital. So lease term is 20 years, sinking fund rate is 3.5%, sinking fund installment you calculate it is 2.102%. So sorry, it will be 3.536%. It is wrongly written here. So dual rate you calculate 8% plus 3.536%, 11.368%. So dual rate is 8.668. Annual net income is 5 lakh. Dual YP is 8.668. Value comes out to be 43 lakh 34,000. So see here, what is annual at this price? It means annual income is 5 lakh. So out of the 5 lakh, see here, 43 lakh.
46,000 is
See here, 43 lakh and 30,000, 34,000 into 0.08, it is 3 lakh 46,720. And sinking fund deposit, 43 lakh 34,000 into 0.03536, this factor, this percentage. This is 8% on capital. This is 3.5%, 3.536% on sinking fund. Amount comes out to be 1,53,280. If you add, so it means out of 5 lakh, he can, this is called spendable income. His income is 5 lakh, out of which this amount he can spend 3,46,720, and remaining 1,53,280 he should deposit in the bank. So the amount will remain 5 lakh. See here, 5 lakh, this is 11.54%, total percentage 8 plus 3.54%, total income from the property. Return of capital 3,46,007%, 728 at 8%. This is investors earning. And sinking fund, this is capital recovery portion 3.54%, which is 1,53,280. So balance after deduction is, everything is accounted for, 5 lakh 8 point plus 3.4% again to 11.54%. So the investor pays 43.34 lakh today. Each year they receive 5 lakh income. From this income of 5 lakh, they enjoy 3.5 lakh as profit and deposit 1.53 lakh in the sinking fund, approximately 3.5 years. So after 20 years, when the lease expire, property worth is 0, but the sinking fund grows to exactly 43.34. See, if you deposit this much amount in the bank, you will again get 43.34 lakh. So they would not achieve required 8% return and full capital recovery. Hence, this is maximum justifiable price. Clear? Anybody having any doubt about these YPs? So 4 YPs are there. YP single rate, YP perpetual, YP reversion to perpetuity, and YP.
So what is the full
Dual.
form of YP?
Hanji, YP is years purchase.
years purchase.
Okay.
Or you can simply, and many times it may be written as present value of rupees 1.
Okay.
So in many books it is written as YP years purchase, and in many books it is written as present value of rupees 1. Any doubt? Because Sandeep, this is all from my side for 2 days.
Yes, sir. So friends, this is all topics related to syllabus. And till now, we have covered the syllabus approximately of 9 marks as the slide I have shared in your WhatsApp group. Till now, since morning, we have completed the subject of 9 marks out of 100. If you're having any doubt, then please raise your hands, or you can unmute yourself and ask directly. If you are not having any doubt, then we are completing the technical session and we are going towards the 0 hour session. कुछ पूछना चाहते हैं तो अभी पूछ सकते हैं related to subject. Yes, Mr. Abhinav.
Sir, absorption rates in markets are in supply demand. What is
अभी इकोनॉमिक्स आएगा सर, अभी आएगा।
अभी आएगा सर,
अच्छा,
इकोनॉमिक्स पढ़ेंगे सर।
आगे मत जाइए, देखिए जितना आपको बताया जाता है उसी में रहिए। अगर आप आगे जाएंगे, फास्ट चलेंगे तो गड़बड़ होगी। आज
जी,
आपको जितना पढ़ाया गया है, अगले 5 दिन आप सिर्फ और सिर्फ उतना ही रिवाइज करना है। अगर आप बुक्स देखेंगे तो कम से कम इतना बड़ा बड़ा बुक्स मिलेगा उसको आपको
sir.
पढ़ने के लिए, 500 800 पेज का बुक मिलेगा। अगर आप उसको पढ़ने लगेंगे तो 4 साल में भी पूरा नहीं होगा, 2 साल में भी पूरा नहीं होगा। ओके, जितना आपको बताया जाता है उतना ही चलिए, उससे ज्यादा मत चलिए, तो इजी रहेगा आपको। इस सफर के दौरान आप एंजॉय करेंगे। अगर आप आगे आगे भागेंगे तो मुश्किल हो जाएगा। स्टेप बाय स्टेप, इट इज अ ट्राइड एंड टेस्टेड फिनोमिना डिराइव्ड बाय सीईवी। आपको स्टेप बाय स्टेप बताएंगे पर डे कितना जरूरी है और क्या क्या दिन सिंक्रोनाइज तरीके से हर दिन क्या क्या जरूरी है, स्टेप बाय स्टेप ऐड करेंगे। अगर चाय पत्ती डाले बगैर आप पानी उबालते रहेंगे तो कोई फायदा नहीं है।
जी नितिन जी।
ओके, यस मिस्टर नितिन।
Sadeep sir, as you know, I'm not part of this group. So can you please add me in that group, or you have to share me separately the link?
Yeah, I will add you in that group.
Thank you so much, sir.
एनी अदर डाउट?
सर वाईपी का कंसेप्ट थोड़ा सा, हेलो
हाँ जी
सर, वाईपी का कंसेप्ट थोड़ा सा एकदम शॉर्टकट में पूरा रिवाइज कर सकते हैं क्या, कि वो थोड़ा ज्यादा बाउंस था आज।
ठीक है, करते हैं सर, कोई बात।
सर आपको वाईपी में अभी तक क्या समझ लगा वो बताइए। पूरा कॉन्सेप्ट तो बहुत लंबा है, आपको कहां तक समझ लगा वो बताइए। उल्टा चलते हैं।
सर मैंने उसका यूज और वो जो कहाँ पे मतलब प्रैक्टिकल यूज कैसा है और वो
वो
क्या
तो
है,
अभी
वो सब
यूज
चीजें
तो
थोड़ा
हमने
सा।
बताया नहीं सर, अभी सिर्फ आपको वाईपी का डेफिनेशन बताया। अभी तो सिर्फ वाईपी का अभी तो हमने सिलेबस के बारे में चलना ही शुरू नहीं किया। अभी तो जस्ट आपको
जो
फेमिलियर किया है
आपने
टर्म्स से। वी आर जस्ट फेमिलराइजिंग यू अबाउट द टर्म्स, सिंक्रोनाइजिंग योर माइंडसेट टुवर्ड्स द वैल्यूएशन प्रोफेशन।
सर आपको जो आज की स्लाइड है वो अपलोड कर दी गई होगी आपके ग्रुप पे, एक बार गो थ्रू होना, उसको ध्यान से पढ़ना, और नेक्स्ट टाइम हम इसको दोबारा रिवाइज कर देंगे, कोई बात नहीं। निखिल जी,
यही सर मैं
निखिल मत
आपने
करिए।
कुछ शेयर
यस
किया
सर।
है, दिस इज ऑन यूट्यूब और इट इज इन फॉर्म ऑफ ए पीपीटी?
सर मैं अभी 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 आपको बताता हूं, पहले हम टेक्निकल सब्जेक्ट्स पता जो अभी तक आपको पढ़ाया गया उसमें कोई डाउट है तो बताइए, देन वी विल मूव टुवर्ड द 0 hour। वी विल डिस्कस एवरीथिंग इन द 0 hour which is not related to subject. Till now we are studying the subject since morning. If you are having any doubt or any term is not clear in your mind about the subjects we have learned till now, then you can ask. For rest of the topics we will discuss in the 0 hour after completing this session, because observers are staying with us.
नहीं सर, एक ही बस नवजोत सर से रिक्वेस्ट है कि क्या है कि पहला सेशन था और थोड़ा लंबा था, तो लास्ट वाला चीज थोड़ा बाउंस हुआ वाईपी वाला।
वो
तो
अभी क्लियर होगा
अगले
सर।
बार, हाँ
अभी अभी
अगले
अभी
बार।
जस्ट अभी तो वाईपी के बारे में कुछ भी नहीं हुआ सर, सिर्फ डेफिनेशंस आपको बताई गई हैं। नेक्स्ट सेशन में जब इनकम अप्रोच शुरू करेंगे, वाईपी दोबारा से शुरू होगा, ये सभी कॉन्सेप्ट्स दोबारा से शुरू होंगे, दोबारा से आपको पढ़ाया जाएगा। अभी जस्ट आपको एक फॉर्मूला सिर्फ डिराइव करना बताया है, बाकी सभी जगह अगर आप पढ़ेंगे, अगर आपने कहीं पढ़ा होगा, एनीवन हु इज फ्रॉम द रिफ्रेशर बैच, जिसने कहीं और से ट्रेनिंग लिया है, तो
सर
ये क्या आपको इतना कुछ बताया गया था? नहीं,
नो नो
वो सिर्फ फॉर्मूला बताते हैं, फॉर्मूला का ब्रैकेट दिखाते हैं, दैट्स ऑल, खत्म।
यस सर।
क्यों मिस्टर नरेंद्र प्रताप सिंह जी?
यस सर, यस सर।
इतना किसी ने डिटेल में बताया है पहले कभी?
नो सर।
नहीं।
सर एक
तो अभी सिर्फ आपको हमने स्टेप बाय स्टेप बताया है कि वाईपी को कैसे पहुंचा जा सकता है, और क्या वाईपी की आगे यूज होगा, कैसे होगा, ये हम अभी आने वाले सेशन में देखेंगे। अभी जस्ट आपको वाईपी तक पहुंचना बताया, 4 तरह के वाईपीज होते हैं और कैसे कैसे उसको ड्राइव कर सकते हैं। बेसिकली आपको सिर्फ डेफिनेशन बताई गई है, उसका यूज अभी बताया नहीं आपको। सिर्फ
सर कुछ
एग्जांपल्स देके आपको थोड़ा सा क्लियर करने की कोशिश की गई है। एवरीथिंग विल बी क्लियर्ड इन द फोर्थ कमिंग सेशंस। अभी 50 घंटे हैं सर हमारे पास, अभी तो पहला ही दिन है। इज इट क्लियर? धीरे धीरे सब कुछ क्लियर होगा, क्योंकि
सर,
कुछ
एक
चीजें ऐसी हैं जो एक के साथ एक जुड़ेंगी आपस में। अभी एक ही दिन में आपको सब कुछ नहीं बताया जा सकता, ना ही आपको समझ में आएगा। कुछ इंटरलिंक चीजें हैं जो एक के बाद, जब तक इसके अगला कॉन्सेप्ट नहीं समझेंगे, आपको पुराना कॉन्सेप्ट पूरी तरह से क्लियर नहीं होगा। इन द नेक्स्ट सेशन एवरीथिंग विल बी क्लियर।
सर एक डाउट था सर, वो क्वेश्चन जो वाईपी परपेचुइटी का था जो 7 इयर्स का था सर,
वो आपको
फर्स्ट
डाल दिया गया है सर, आपको उसमें ग्रुप में डाल दिया गया है। मैं आपको अभी बताता हूं कहां पर डालना है। अदर देन दैट, कोई डेफिनेशन के बारे में कुछ पूछना है, कुछ और पूछना है तो आप पूछ सकते हैं। ये क्वेश्चन हम दोबारा लेंगे नेक्स्ट सेशन में।
ठीक है सर।
वी विल स्टार्ट फ्रॉम जीरो इन द नेक्स्ट सेशन।
सर ऐसे करिए, एक दिन कोई फ्राइडे को या किसी दिन शाम को 1 घंटे का रख ले सेशन, जो दोबारा कर देंगे भाई,
ठीक है सर।
क्योंकि उस दिन फिर 50 आवर्स में खत्म नहीं होगा ना सिलेबस।
हाँ, इस तरह करते हैं, मैं आपको ग्रुप में आपको एक टाइम टेबल, कोई आपको मीटिंग ऑर्गेनाइज करके डाल देता हूं। जो भी आपके रिलेटेड एक सब्जेक्ट है, इसको दोबारा से पूरा का पूरा रिवाइज कर
भाई
लें।
जो मैथमेटिक्स ऑफ वैल्यूएशन है उसके लिए 2 घंटे का एक सेशन रख लेते हैं।
वैसे आपको मैंने ग्रुप में एक यूट्यूब वीडियो डाल दिया है, मैथमेटिक्स ऑफ वैल्यूएशन, पूरे के पूरे 10 फॉर्मूला उसमें डिराइव हो जाएंगे। लेकिन आप उसमें सिर्फ वाईपी तक ही करें, उससे आगे अभी मत करिए,
मैं सारा
अदरवाइज
दोबारा करवा दूंगा।
इट विल बी टू कंफ्यूजिंग। यस सर।
ठीक है ना, एक 2 घंटे का सेशन रख लेते हैं सर, उसमें कर
यस
लेंगे
सर।
एक्स्ट्रा,
यस।
क्योंकि
यस।
अगर इसमें जाएंगे तो वो 50 आवर में भी पूरा नहीं होगा सिलेबस।
यस। तो सिलेबस के अलावा हम एक सेशन रखेंगे विद इन द वीक, ऑड आवर्स में रखेंगे, शाम के टाइम, इधर 7 to 8 और 7 to 9 और 6 to 8 और 6 to 9 और 6 to 7, जो भी सूट करेगा आपको इन्फॉर्म कर दिया जाएगा 2 दिन पहले या 1-2 दिन पहले, सो दैट आप उसको अकॉर्डिंगली अटेंड कर पाए और अपना टाइम उस वक्त फ्री कर पाए। वी विल इन्फॉर्म यू अकॉर्डिंगली। या नितिन जी, आपका
Yeah.
आपका नाम ग्रुप में ऐड कर दिया गया है।
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir. But since earlier which you have shared, I have can't see that. If possible, please share that again.
वो मैं दोबारा आपको पर्सनल में भेज देता हूँ, जो जो यहाँ पर शेयर किया गया सुबह से, ये सेशन खत्म होने के बाद में पर्सनल में शेयर कर दूंगा।
Thank you
आगे
so
से
much, sir.
आपको सारे मैसेजेस रेगुलर मिल जाए।
Thank you so much, sir.
या एनीथिंग एल्स?
नो सर, थैंक यू।
ओके। या कुछ और पूछना चाहते हैं रिलेटेड टू सब्जेक्ट? वाईपी का पूरा कॉन्सेप्ट आपको एक बार दोबारा से क्लास लेंगे, जैसा राजविंदर सर ने बताया, 1-2 घंटे का क्लास पूरा का पूरा दोबारा आपको we will try to organize it on Thursday or Friday evening in the odd hours, so that you can be able to attend and you will not be uncomfortable in your professional assignments. अगर उसके अलावा कोई टॉपिक के बारे में आज की जानकारी के लिए शॉर्ट में पूछना चाहते हैं तो पूछ सकते हैं। कोई डाउट नहीं है? मिस्टर करण मोदी, एनी डाउट? अक्षरदीप, आकाशदीप, कोई डाउट है? आशीर्वाद मुकुंद, एनी डाउट? कोई टॉपिक क्लियर नहीं हुआ है आपको अभी तक? देखिए, यहां पर डाउट क्लियर करेंगे तो आसान होगा, अगर एग्जाम में जाके डाउट क्लियर करेंगे तो गड़बड़ होगा। बहुत महंगा है, 5,000 + 900 रुपया, 5,900। इट विल बी टू कॉस्टली टू क्लियर द डाउट ओवर देयर। कोई बात नहीं, अभी आप डाउट को नोट करिए। इन द नेक्स्ट सेशन वी विल ट्राई टू सॉल्व ऑल द डाउट। अभी आपका पहला दिन है, थोड़ा आप थके भी होंगे, थोड़ा एग्जॉस्ट भी हो चुके होंगे सुबह से। पहले कुछ लोग पहली बार ही